Win all the damn time.
But let's be honest. Steinbrenner did open up the paycheck.
Well, he did, but doesn't mean it mattered. Is my point. It didn't end up doing nothing.
It apparently matters with the Dodgers because they keep getting in the
Yeah,
World
this is what I'm
Series every
saying.
year.
This is what I'm saying. Like now, y'all want to bring up money. No,
The
y'all
Mets-
don't want to bring up money.
No, you're right. Look at
the
the Mets.
show.
The Mets got what?
Oh,
the
we're live,
second or
aren't we?
third?
Yes, we are.
I figured.
I mean,
Hey,
the
that's
Mets,
okay. Continue
Mets have
on.
a payroll too, and they suck it up. You're right. It doesn't. I mean, obviously,
Doesn't
you
mean
got to
nothing,
pick
but people
right
say that dumb shit
talent.
all the time because they mad at the Yankees winning and it's
Look,
on their
look,
team being
look,
jealous. I get it.
When the Rangers won theirs, they had a payroll.
Mm.
Then the owners did what is happening with the Knicks right now. I got my title. Now
Yep.
I'm going cheap.
Yep.
And we haven't been back since. So, and the same thing. I mean, by our buddy Khalif, who's a Knicks fan. He's like, when they lost Mitchell Robinson, right?
Mm-hmm.
To your closest rival, by the way. and they lost it, and
Yep.
he's like, he's depressed because he's like, dude, we need it. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen this song and dance before. My Rangers did the exact same thing. Your owner, who, by the way, everybody hates. Let's not act like everybody changed their mind about Dolan since they won the title. Everybody still hates Dolan. And I'm not even New York. I'm not even in New York, and I know how much Dolan is hated. So
Is he a new owner or what?
No, he's been the owner for the Knicks for the longest time, but he's cheap as hell. And 1 year he decides to spend. Actually, he really didn't even break the bank. I mean, even his superstar gave up $100 million. So I mean, and then he goes, and literally like the week of the parade, right? He's like, "Oh, we're getting out of the second apron," and it's like,
wait, what does that mean?
The second apron is like where they get hit with the super luxury tax in the NBA. Like if you're competing, you're in the second apron. If you're not, either you got a good team and you got a rookie contract or something, but if you're going for it, you're pretty much riding that line in the second apron, taking the luxury tax. But he comes out like literally the week after they win the title, like right before they run the parade. Yeah, we're not doing the second apron next season. It's like, okay, Knicks fans, Cinderella's turning back that pumpkin.
You cheap fuck.
There ain't no. This is like the Mavericks of 2011 when he broke up the team after Cuban broke up the. And by the way, Cuban said he wished he didn't do, or he takes it back. That was a big.
Of course, he takes it back after the fact.
Yeah. He breaks up the team after 2011. Everybody but Dirk gone, and it's like or kid, and then it's like, and we're all like, okay, that was fun.
What's up, Reels?
What it do?
Oh, look, we got
Sheik is here too.
What up, guys?
What's up,
Sheik?
Hey,
What's up?
man, I'm here,
he had
man.
a lot to say.
Reading
Huh?
this fucking news about that sick piece of shit, James Woods, fucking pedophile piece of shit.
Uh-oh.
What
happened? What
I didn't
happened?
hear about that.
Yeah, man, they caught him trying to traffic some 16-year-old girls, man. I fucking hate pedophiles, bro. Y'all
Who,
know,
James
bro.
Woods? Oh,
Yeah.
Was
All the shit he was talking, fuck him.
The actor?
Yeah, after all the shit he was talking, him too, huh?
This must be another
I heard
James
about
Woods,
that.
right?
That's not surprising.
No, the James Woods you're thinking about. Yep.
Sheik, you need to get away from that guy and block him, dude. You know, I'm not
Oh,
even going to say
you
his
mean-
name.
oh, you mean-
No,
yeah.
he chases him all the time with new accounts. Trust me, he has. It doesn't help.
Man, listen, I own that nigga's soul, bro.
It doesn't even matter.
That nigga's my son, bro.
Dude, I saw his
Oh,
name and
man.
I'm like, I you know what? He stopped. Like, he would open up accounts and follow me because I'm follow you or associated with you. And then then it stopped. And then now I see you go after this guy or one more time. I'm like, no, not that guy. I thought he was in jail or something like that. He was in trouble or something. Whatever. All right. What's the
So what's
topic
up, man? What
pick?
you guys been up to?
Man, it's about physical games and making fun of them. Domino's Pizza guy is like going off on them. Xbox, are they going to be the savior?
Dude, so I had a tweet yesterday, and nobody answered my question because they can't or they don't like the answer.
Uh-huh.
And it's all these Xbox guys. They could take back market share. All Xbox has to do is say their next console will use
have a
physical for past physical games and going and my question was, look, how can you make that promise when you don't control the supply and production?
Exactly. So
and the guy who controls the supply and production is the one who dropped out of it and started this whole conversation in the first place.
Well, I mean, there's a couple other ones like like Lydon does the disk drives for Xbox, but even then,
but Lydon still has to license technology from Sony.
Yeah, yes, but here's the problem. Like even with that, the problem is that Sony already announced that they're retooling one of their manufacturing.
Exactly. So there's no hope of them.
So they spent 30 million. They're not going back on that.
It's too late for that.
But what people don't understand is they don't understand supply chain. If you keep taking away the supply chains that produce these things, the cost per unit goes up. It doesn't go down.
Yep.
So if you have 3 supply chains making discs, and now it's 2, and then it goes to 1, the one manufacturer basically can name his own price.
Yeah.
And so what you're asking for, so in essence, and these people don't even realize what they're asking for. What you're asking for is Xbox to promise you that they're going to keep making physical and take more of a loss than they ever had before doing it.
Yeah, but the whole thing is we haven't, not just that, but there hasn't been any advancement. Okay, let's go back to how physical media was, right? First you had vinyl, 8-track, and Laserdisc and all that. Then you have VHS.
I got into a topic with my youngest son, by the way. I got into a topic with my youngest son. We have a VHS tape. We were going through some old shit, and we have a VHS player. And I'm like, why do we have this? I haven't had a VHS tape. I got rid of them years ago. We lost remote, so we threw it away.
Right.
My son goes, he says something about, I said, dude, you don't even know what VHS is. Yeah, it is. It's those big round discs. And I think he's meaning records.
Yeah, he's thinking of vinyl. That's what he's thinking.
Vinyl records.
But y'all realize that every 10 years we had a new format that came out, right? Yeah. Because, 86 was when CD came out. 96 was when DVD came out. 2006 was Blu-ray, HDTV. 84, but then it still was more like 85 in essence when you really had mass adoption.
Yeah.
And then of course you had the HD DVD, which came out in the 4K Blu-ray, which came out in 2016. That's the last major format we've had, and there's been no innovation since. I remember when we were in school, they were talking about anymore. Yeah, but remember they were talking about but Kieran, they were talking about holographic storage. Yeah. We were in school at the time, right? And that was supposed to be the big thing.
Yeah.
And there's been nothing since with that. Nothing has happened since that.
Here's the problem with it. See, the discs are fine the way they were improving in technology and capacity, but what they weren't improving in, this number one, the seek times, and like the transfer speed.
Correct.
And the transfer speed. So like they could hold a lot of data, but they can't read it fast enough.
No,
exactly.
The PS3. Right. Ask the PS3, right? It was slower to read than the DVD drive in the 360, right?
But the
reason I say this is the problem was they stuck to disc when they need to go to a format that was not only readable at a high speed, but also you could write information to it. So all these patches and changes, because what's on the
disc? That's why the cartridge was so good, and that's why Nintendo went back to cartridge with the Switch.
That's why they went back to cartridges, right? So an SD card or something like an SD card, right?
Yeah,
because you don't really want an SD card because SD cards after a while they die. Ask Linux Test Tips. He just dropped a video about that, right? But like you need a high speed format that was also rewritable, because you see what happens with these games. You patch them and it's like a whole different fucking game, right?
Yeah.
So you'd have to rewrite the whole entire contents of whatever you keep the game on, right?
But
so when Microsoft came out with those SSDs, I was thinking that was going to be it, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And so I remember speaking to one of our members of the Xbox community, who's a big fan of physical media, Unlimited. Right?
Oh shit, yo, whoa! I just realized what the fuck you just said.
Unlimited.
Damn. No, when you're talking about the SSD, that could have been the perfect thing for the fucking games.
That's what I'm saying, right? When
shit.
The SSD cards, they're hot swappable.
Yeah.
Right? That would, but they never dropped in price. And so I remember saying to Unlimited or to one of his, to him, and he was having a show one day, and I hopped in because they were speaking on the subject, and this is what I was saying. And even before I could finish my sentence, other Zinc goes, because it's too expensive. And I'm like, that's exactly my point. That's exactly why I'm saying all this.
But once you went
to what you guys were talking about,
mass production, you just go to mass production and you make it happen.
But it didn't even work with that. But it didn't even happen with that. That was the problem. That's the point I'm making. It never got there.
Even then, it doesn't matter because let me be honest with you. Physical didn't die.
You're right. It doesn't.
Physical didn't die last week when Sony made the announcement. It's not even dying in January 28 when they stopped doing it. It died last gen when both went DRM. Because it doesn't matter if you have the physical disc or not.
Exactly.
They can brick your device now. You have to go online to use it now. So
Kieran,
what
that's why we have to fight that
do? But you're fighting back the wrong way. But you're fighting back the wrong way by trying to argue to bring physical. Not you, but they're arguing.
But here's my thing about it. No, but here's the thing about it, right? I truly believe that, and I'm going to say this: we need a gamers pack that lobbies Congress and the European Union for number one, because just like how those guys fought the right to play, where they was able to stop games from being killed, we have to do the same thing. I'm being honest with you, all right?
I agree.
Hate what's happening.
I agree with you.
Stop, bro.
I agree with you, but keeping physical's not the answer. The answer is
I think it is.
No, well, it can't because unless you're making them take DRM off, that's not the answer. The answer
that's the point. You have to take DRM off. You have to take it off.
But they're not going to. But that's not a winnable case. That's not
a winnable
case. I don't think
just
it is.
Just like how they were able to fight for the right for games to be preserved. I think it all depends on how it's lobbied. We have to as consumers, we have to fight for protection.
Here's why I don't think it's winnable. I think let me start. I don't think trying to force them to kill DRM is a winning strategy, and I'll get to a reason why in a second.
Okay, let me hear.
The winning strategy is you have to start putting in regulation for consumer protections on digital purchases. But
that already exists.
But no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it exists under antitrust laws. The issue is these guys continue to lobby Congress on bullshit to water these things down.
Okay,
this is why I said
so if you own those 400 movies on PlayStation last week, did it work?
Well, because no one had the money to fight them.
It doesn't. A law doesn't matter if it's not being enforced.
But again, Kieran, my issue comes down to this point, right? Understand this. You still have to take it to court. If you can fight it in court, you get it reversed. The issue is,
here's why you're not going. You have a better shot of doing what I said. That you need to strengthen digital protections for digital media, because they're not going. If you think they're not going to do that, they're not doing that. They're definitely not going to tell Sony. They're not going to tell Amazon. They're not going to tell Google. They're not going to tell Facebook, hey, you got to take your DRM off. And then you could have other people make money off of your IPs and you don't see a dime. The secondhand market killed that. GameStop and all of them are just as guilty. By the way, let's be honest. We all have blood on our hands. Like I love Brother Bing to death. But you can't tell me, like Bing's like, I fought for physical all the time, but you still bought digital, didn't you, Bing?
Yep.
You still bought digital.
Well, okay, right? I get what you're saying, right? But again, right? That's my point, right? Again, and I agree with you, right? That we have to lobby for the laws, but in order to get those laws passed, gamers have to come together, form a gamers pack to lobby Congress for these type of laws to be passed. Because again, you got to realize this: Microsoft spends millions of dollars on lobbying per month. Okay, Sony does the same thing, right? So gamers have to start putting their money where their mouth is. If we want to save this hobby, you got to have a gamers union.
Here's the problem.
But here's the problem with all of that, though. You know, gamers, they're late. They're not going to.
That's what I was about to say.
Number one, but here's the thing. Even more so, here's the most unfortunate thing, right? Excuse me. If I use the both of you, right, to represent each side of the argument, right? The both of you also respect each other's point of view. If you look at the way y'all were debating, it was very civil, right? Because both of you recognize what the other is saying is not bullshit, right? And that's the problem with physical media in gaming, right? Those of us who realize, yo, this shit is already done, and we've been saying it for years, we've said it in Spaces in particular, right? We respect and understand why those who like it, and we don't argue against the fact that it exists. We're just like, bro, the writing's on the wall. It's
but Six,
it's about to die. It's
I have no problem. I have no problem.
Right? Six idea is so revolutionary because when you sit down and you think about it, right? Because they can't argue with you the expense of it. Because here's why, right?
No,
they're charging you the same thing that they charge for physical media for a digital disc. They charge the exact same thing. So there's no excuse in that, right?
Right. Although I would say these servers are not cheap as we all see now, which has always been my argument. However,
but compare that server right to the manufacturing cost. Compare the server to the
manufacturing about one side though, because you are right though. We should be advocating and lobbying for all of these rights in gaming, right? We see
listen, the whole thing the whole thing was right.
That other one is.
These guys, here's the thing about it. No, here's the thing, right? They charge you for the game plus charge you for the server. I want you to understand that it's not like you're getting a deal and nothing. Because here's the thing, they want to extract more profit from the sale. Because before they was making probably 20% or roughly probably 15% on physical media, right? They took that to 100%, bro, on digital.
But even then, that's not always.
But here's the problem. But Sick is right. But Sick is right. You have a better shot of the NFL Players Association getting rid of the salary cap in the NFL than you have gamers being united to push the major money into a pack.
They're way too
that's a sad thing, bro.
It is sad, but you just saw
right? The PlayStation dudes would benefit the most from this, right? But they're so busy being fucking morons as opposed to saying, listen, right? Y'all on the Xbox side, y'all who know politics, who know business, how can we get together? You bring the bodies. Kieran and I know how to go in Congress. We know how to move through the fucking halls of Congress and make shit happen.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen because they complain. Look,
20 sold units to go fight for them.
Yeah, look. Everybody been complaining. Look, everybody been complaining about how games are getting more expensive and all that. What did happen? What does GTA 6 does? They put their game to $100. Don't give me that $80.
Another
bullshit.
thing we called about ages ago. We all knew it and accepted it.
And look what happened. Including they all went like, I'm just as bad. I'm not saying I'm.
I mean, I bought it first
already.
But I bought it first minute.
At least I used $20 of Microsoft rewards to get it for $80.
I haven't
bought
it. But I'm saying,
I did it too. And I said I was gonna. We've been talking about this in Spaces for years. We all knew the value.
We all were gonna buy. Yeah, we all see the
value in the game. That like the price value, like
I'll tell you this right. From this last come out, I told them from the beginning, if that was $200, I was fucking buying it, right? Because bro, I love GTA. But here's the thing about it, right? I have no problem paying for that. You know why I have no problem paying for it? Because here's what I always tell you guys. I pay for quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
You pay for
I have
value.
no problem paying for something that has
value.
Right. But now, if I'm going to pay for another game, right, that I know is going to be broken and full of bugs and all that shit, I'm going to be upset about that.
By the way,
Rockstar always gives you quality. Go ahead.
I 100% Crimson Desert yesterday.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. How did you do that shit?
dude, it's 400 hours. Dude, that game is quality, dude. I'm just saying right now. That's like,
Wow.
and the controls are similar to GTA too.
You get your money's worth out of these games when you complete them 100%.
Well, yes, because I'm a value dude. Everybody think like I tell people all the time, you're Team Xbox. You're Team Xbox. I ain't Team Xbox. I'm Team K, dude. I go for the if Xbox decided they weren't going to give me value and PlayStation all of a sudden pulled a 180, I would be okay, guys. See you later on the other side.
Same here, bro. I'm gonna go where the value is as a gamer. I mean, the reason why a lot of us chose Xbox because we saw the value that Xbox gave us.
Because I could play my games on multiple. I could play my games on multiple formats. I can't do that with PlayStation.
You can't do it on PlayStation.
That's a game. That's a deal breaker for me for PlayStation now.
I finally got back into Starfield again, guys.
Yeah, I'm about to do that. I'm about to get back
into that DLC.
Bro, I love how they did the scaling. Like it's a lot better in terms of like the gameplay is a lot smoother, bro. I'm going crazy in that now. I love it, bro.
I gotta wrap up both DLCs in that.
I need to wrap up Silent Hill too.
I gotta play the new DLC. I haven't played it. I've owned it the whole time.
Yeah, y'all.
I hear what you're saying, Sheik. I just don't like gamers. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, if you just watch and listen to what, like, there's a perfect example of a tweet that I just posted to the Showtime crew the other day, or I blocked this guy because, dude, gamers act like children. They do. They like. Here's what this guy says.
But
this guy named
they all
Snyder.
act surprised, like it's like all of a sudden this was coming.
No. But I blocked this cat. No, I get you. That's why you know, and 99% of them don't buy physical.
Let me just add part right quick, right? Because they ignored it so hard, they really didn't see it because it's like they put their fingers in the ears and went no anytime it happened.
No, it wasn't that. The issue with them is that they didn't think Sony would do it to them. That's what they thought. And when Sony finally did it, it got them.
But it wasn't just PlayStation guys who were doing this though, but especially the PlayStation guys. But it wasn't just PlayStation guys who were acting
I want y'all to remember, right? We said it in the space in 2025, right? I said to them, in the next 3 to 5 years, the model of PlayStation will not be the same y'all see today. No. Right? You had Mercedes come on. You talking shit. Yeah. You had what's your boy name? Zach. Immortal come in. Oh yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, Immortal, I want you to understand something about business. Everything is a cycle. All right. We told them physical game is going to be gone. Sony's not going to do it. We told them that PlayStation's model is going to change. You saw during the Q&A during the investor session what the people asked, what is going to be the format? PlayStation said we have to. Our first party is not making the same as third party is. We have to make more investments in that area, but we also have to change the way we do business because everything is dependent upon console sales. They said that in investor briefing.
Yep.
But there won't be anymore because it'll be $1,000. But whatever.
Exactly. They have to figure out how they're gonna make these costs. And here's the thing: if Xbox drops out of the market, right? What do y'all think is gonna happen to component prices for PlayStation? Okay.
But here's like a perfect example, okay? Because gamers are like entitled children. They are. I mean, So this one tweet is by a guy named Slandered, which is ironic because I'm about to throw something his way. This is what he says. Apparently, he's quoting the Paul Tassi thing. Apparently, there's been some. I know. There's been a decision made in Obsidian where they're not going to do Avowed 2, and and Xbox is going to have them start doing Fallout games with Bethesda. So, okay, cool, makes sense because
mom and dad are getting back together. Okay,
I said mom and daddy get back together.
That was your line. You were right.
Realist and I've been talking about that for months. We're like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's
Realist
just a matter of time.
Yes, he gets his credit.
So that's the quote unquote rumor, right? Which makes sense to what Xbox is doing because Xbox wants to put the games that make money out, not smaller games that don't. Okay, that makes sense. That's what
Realist been saying. Like, stop the passion projects.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So this guy comes out. This guy comes out. He's upset. I guess he's an Avowed guy, right? And I'm not saying Avowed was a bad game, but he's upset. This is what he says, Sheik.
Salty.
Yeah. Obsidian has already made it publicly known that they did not want to make a Fallout game. Microsoft is pointing a gun to their heads and forcing them to do it. Imagine if Larian was forced to make BG4. What's the likelihood that game would have turned out great? I have very little faith that MV2 gives players what they
that
want.
moron. Now I remember this.
Yeah, so there's so much wrong with this because, and someone pointed out
so
to
much
it.
Ignorance.
Well, first of all, Obsidian doesn't get to choose what games they make. They don't not. That's if they were independent. They ain't independent anymore. Like the one who makes the decision is the one that pays the bills. And Xbox, right?
Daddy.
Xbox is telling what they make. Okay. Yep. Now, I don't know where you got that Obsidian made it publicly known that they did not want to make a Fallout game, because someone quoted under my tweet, and I heard the same thing. Realist, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there somebody in Obsidian that said, "Yeah, we would like to do a Fallout game, but it's Bethesda that doesn't want us to do it"?
Well, that was one of the first things. Like when they were acquired, because Bethesda was acquired, and then you had Obsidian already there. That was one of the first questions that was asked, if they would be interested in a Fallout game. I don't remember who exactly it was that said they would be interested, but I've never heard anybody say they weren't. The only person from Obsidian that has any type of beef with Bethesda is Chris Avalone, and he's not even with Obsidian
that's my
anymore.
point. Like, that's old leadership, and then he gets the Larian situation wrong. Okay, if you would, there was an article, and I forgot who wrote it. It was a detailed thing of what happened with BG3 and Hasbro, and what happened was Hasbro screwed themselves, because they did a developer-friendly deal that didn't have the same performance metrics that a typical developer, deal has. And they never expected BG3 to take off like it did, which makes sense because Dungeons and Dragons video games, they're a niche.
Yes,
they don't go mainstream. And BG3 did much better than what anybody ever expected. No one had BG3 as game of the year before.
Especially a buggy fuck mess like that was at start.
Right.
Especially
so Hasbro was salty because a lot of money went to Larian. Enough money where Larian can make decisions where I don't have to make BG or have to take the lesser deal to BG4. We can make our own game in universe, and that's what they're doing because they made so much windfall from the revenue from BG3. They had choices which they wouldn't have had. Shit. Right. Yep. So this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. Plus, and I'll say it again, and I put it on a tweet. Avow 2 versus New Vegas 2. And I don't even know if they're making New Vegas. I would like to think they are, but even if they don't, let's just say they do another Fallout. Someone put Fallout New Orleans or something. I saw just say they do let's say they do a Fallout.
New Orleans.
Right.
I like that.
I would think they were going to do New Vegas 2 because that would make everybody happy, but it doesn't even have to be New Vegas 2. It could be a different Fallout. What makes more money? It's not even close. Not even close between Avowed and a new Fallout game.
No, Fallout, of course.
So I get it that you're upset because you wanted Avowed 2. You just got Avowed last year. Good Lord, play that.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I get it. There's games that get canceled all the time that I get bummed out. But what I'm telling you, Sheik, is this, you're trying to tell me that we need to organize a serious pack, and 90% of the tweets that are on here that are people making the biggest noise of them whining and crying like children. That's why I'm like, it'll never happen. Anyways,
you're right.
Not to be the wet blanket like I have been all
that's
week.
The thing. I have no faith in these gamers, bro. And they're so easily manipulated. Yo, gamers used to have a voice, right? And the uninformed didn't have a mic or a platform to speak on. But now with social media and shit, right? They're the loudest and only voices you hear. You don't even hear the logical ones until shit gets really bad. And nowadays, like for example, on Twitter with the notes, right? Which we see in politics are also used for ill, right? But in particular with this PlayStation disc shit, right? I don't know why it's this
Got
issue.
MBG saying he's going to
But they
move
don't
on.
use
No one
it-
believes that, dude.
But they don't
He's such an
weaponize
idiot.
it like they do in politics, to misinform people, right? Anybody who's trying to cap for PlayStation on this physical shit instantly gets community
I
noted,
rarely buy
including
physical.
and especially PlayStation themselves, right?
Did
I don't
you
know
see
why
that-
it's this one
did you
exception
see-
to the rule.
Did you see MBG, that clip of him? I don't watch him, but I saw the clip of him. He goes, I'm a grown ass man. I don't need a PlayStation. I don't got to. Dude, you've been having PlayStation. You have your
On
PlayStation
your ass, yeah.
posters up like
That's
you're
all
a
we know you
teenage
for, Mitch.
boy,
What you mean?
dude.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what you do.
yeah, I
Wait,
mean,
Wait,
Stop.
doesn't it have his background like a bunch of PlayStation
yeah, he had the
stuff?
Metal Gear
Uh-huh.
poster behind him. I'm like, dude, you've been acting like this. Like, stop. And I love it because this clip, he has none of that up, right? Like he's trying
Yeah,
to make
he-
a point. He's
yeah,
like,
he
I'm
took it
back
down.
to
Took it
being,
down?
you know.
Yeah, he took that shit
Or
down.
he
yeah.
shot it in a different room or whatever. I don't know. But it's like nobody believes. Like y'all. And by the way, Sony, you have what's his name come out and said that Sony ain't budging. And
What do you guys think?
and-
Will they or will they not? Or like,
They won't.
no,
they
they already
already
put 30 million
reallocated-
into it.
yeah.
They ain't doing that.
Yeah, they already spent money on like the next thing they're gonna use that factory for, retraining people. It's already too late.
At
If
best,
that had happened before
at
that,
best,
maybe, but
Tech,
even then, no.
at best, let's say they throw an olive branch and they say, okay, we'll allow physical options. They're gonna jack that price up on you, dude. You're talking about, you might get an $80 digital version. It might be 110 on the physical version.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna we're gonna make you pay, which they're gonna do anyways, because they're gonna have that. I joked about it, and I joked about it, but I'm being serious. Yeah, they'll have a drive on that PS6 that's optional. It'll be $250 for it.
for,
And people are like,
for their
why?
old, for their old
How could
backward
yeah?
comp.
And they're like, why? Because they charge you 90 or 80 to 90 for the PS5 Pro. What makes you think you ain't gonna do it for the PS6? And by the way,
you thought we forgot about that one?
like I said, if you're breaking down supply chains, the price per unit goes up.
Yep.
So why wouldn't they charge you $250 for that?
Easily
Once they get a
250.
taste for it, it's always gonna stay that way too. It's a wrap.
Dude,
It's
I've been buying
macroeconomics,
digital-
man. A
Well,
lot
you
of
said
these-
it was $80. It was $80 for the add-on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For the
Okay,
PS5
Okay, yeah.
Pro.
So yes. So you're looking at $200 minimum.
90% of my games, I'm drinking, so I may be slurring a little bit.
That's fine.
Me too, buddy.
I've been going digital since 2013, since the Xbox One. All right.
Yeah. That was pretty
It's,
much the death of physical.
Yeah. So
Pretty much.
I've been doing it since then. And I get what people are saying, complain about, well, you only have one storefront. You can't buy from any place else, stuff like that.
And by
Dude,
they're
I
getting
don't-
sued for that too, by
buy
the way.
everything day one. I wait.
Yeah,
Right.
yes, you do.
I just bought Terminator and like one other, the Shinobi game for $30 both.
Damn.
You mean the 2D?
The 2D one. Yes.
Oh, the 2D ones. Oh, for
no,
both
no,
of
no.
them.
2D
They're both for
Shinobi
2D.
and like the Terminator Resistance, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
The enhanced
Good game.
version,
Yeah.
right? I got everything for like 20, 26, $28 or something like that.
What, like GameStop or Amazon or what?
No, on Xbox.
Nice.
Digital.
Ah, nice.
So people complain about we only have one location to buy something.
Yeah,
and
the
to jack
Steam
up
sale
the
is
price
about
to
to end
80.
for the summer. I bought a couple of things.
I'm
too.
like,
Yeah,
dude,
that's how that
I
goes.
was like, they have sales. It's like they're probably not
Yep.
the same level, but you can find some really good gems.
I've been hesitant on GTA 6 because I'm like, if they're not going to have the
Microsoft rewards,
online,
baby. That's what I did.
I mean,
I got $20
might-
off
well,
of it.
but I spent
but it's
that
about to
on
be 30.
Crimson. I spent a lot of it on Crimson, but
Oh.
if it's
Wow,
only
what you-
going to be the single player, because we haven't heard anything about the online, maybe I wait 6 months.
What
to see what
was
happens,
there
Still, that
different
single player is
editions
still
for
worth it.
Crimson? And what did you buy?
No, I bought Crimson at full price with Xbox Rewards, so I took a chunk out of my points.
Okay.
I mean, I still have
but
some
did
left.
you buy the deluxe version where it came with all those items and shit?
Uh,
I did.
I haven't
did.
bought it yet.
I ain't going front.
who said
I did.
Obsidian doesn't want to do Fallout? Tim Kaine, who made the Fallout, is yeah. Go. I. That's the reason why. I mean, I blocked the dude. I even said I blocked him because I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you're whiny.
Yeah, just whining to whine.
I don't need whiny bitches doing on my timeline. I really don't. And you're whiny, and you're not even right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. That's the funny thing about it. He wasn't even right about what he's talking about.
Literally, you just got a vowel.
This part too, right? They talk with such ignorance, so proudly, like they think they're so right, but they don't even realize how stupidly wrong they really are. And even when you give them the proof and the evidence, then they just continue on, like straight indignant about it.
I said it yesterday. I said these guys need a college macroeconomics course. Except I have no faith that most of them could pass one.
I can't even spell macroeconomics. What are you talking about?
How do you spell macro?
And someone said, "Well, what about micro?" I said, "Dude, baby steps. Macro's much easier than micro, dude. Baby steps. No, we can't. No, baby steps."
But that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
All right. So what you guys been playing?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Crimson.
What have I been playing?
You finished it, baby. So are you done now, or you're just gonna?
I'm wrapping up the last few quests that I have, which should take me a few hours. But like I have the last, I think I have like 10 or 20 quests left, and then because I want to get to a point because they're going to have the DLC, and I don't want those active when I play the DLC because I just want to jump right on in.
Yeah.
So, but dude, that game, those achievements were not easy. Those challenges on there, it's like damn, pain in the ass. Which is great. I mean, it's a challenge, but yeah. It says 460 hours. It wasn't 460. It was more like 400, dude. Because I was a lot of idle time on PC. So
he goes, it wasn't 400. It was close to 400. Like
no, it was a lot. It was a lot. It wasn't 460 though. I was like,
I still need to get it. It's just down on my wish list right now.
I mean, if you might as well wait for it to go on sale. Yeah. And by the way, it does deserve a nomination. It's one of the biggest selling games of the year, period. Anyways, it deserves a nomination.
Did you play
that game? I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be it.
Did you play it on the Ally yet, or did you?
I did early on before they did the things, and it was kind of shaky on the Ally.
Oh,
I've heard it's gotten better than, but I played it on PC, and it's great.
Yeah.
So, I think there was a couple hiccups when I played on PC, and it was like very busy fighting, boss fight. Yeah. But it was like 99.8% smooth. Like I had no problems on it. It's a beautiful game. It to me, it's like I mean, the controls are very similar to GTA. Which, by the way, some people hate. That's fine. I get that. But if you could put up with GTA, you could put it up with this too. And it's a beautiful game. It reminds me of how I felt when I played Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, it's a beautiful game. And, I just wanted to make sure that I got it out of the way because Realist was right when he was busting my balls last week. It is like Skyrim. It's like something that's going to take you a long time. Yeah.
Last time. Yep.
Right.
That's why I don't want to buy it yet, just because I know the length of the game. So I'm trying to finish off all these smaller games.
It's not, and you know what? This is the type of game that I think is better to play like during winter time when you're really like it's cold outside. This is the type of game that I would like to play during the winter time, even though I played it in the spring and summer. Although it's 100 degrees now, so there's plenty of time to play inside too. But yeah, it deserves a nomination. Especially, and I gave credit to Pearl Abyss because I was critical of it from when they launched, especially on the PC side, and Sick and I went back and forth on that, and it was one of those debates that I saw both sides, and we did right to be fair, but since then, if every developer did.
Worked as hard
on supporting their game after a launch, even if they sell or they don't. Good Lord, this industry would be in a lot better hands.
What's a fair support window?
Almost immediately in this case, but
right.
What would be fair and realistic?
They're still pumping out.
No. I'm just making the point that they went beyond whatever we eventually answer your question with as fair and reasonable, because within like a couple days and then within a week, patches were being released, and when you look at the patch notes, it's not just a couple of things; it's a laundry list of shit. And then it would happen.
Yeah, and they were listening too, because there was certain things. There were certain things that, there was certain things that I said that, like, there was a patch within like 2 or 3 weeks that they saw. I was like, oh damn. Like, I mean, I'm not saying they heard me personally, but there was other gamers saying the same thing.
Said the same thing, yeah.
Right? Like their
but
UI is much
after launch.
Okay, and realistically, outside of just this game as an example, you would say a week.
Yeah.
If it's something major, like something major that's keeping the game from working, you want to see that happen in days. Right?
Yeah.
But patches that address shit outside of that within a week or two.
But I'm saying,
and then,
like for long term,
after that, and then long term, consistent.
Oh yeah, they're doing monthly patches now of stuff that they're tweaking.
Except early on, you do it every couple of weeks, and then eventually you spread out some monthly.
Here's what's impressive, right? Because a lot of times you'll have a developer that will do something like this, but they'll tweak something that is already working, and they trying to improve it, but then when they push the patch out, it doesn't work. So you're frustrated because it's like, okay, my map doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
that's not what's happening here. Like they'll patch something that was already working, but then they patch it and it works even better. Which that's like, okay, kudos, because that doesn't happen a lot. I've seen it.
It's as if the first patch was to fix it for real, and then the next patch makes it even better.
It was tweaks of what we think can make this game even much more enjoyable to play.
Yeah.
Like the UI is better than it was at day one. Easy.
Yeah.
So, and they're gonna do a DLC. Actually, this is a game.
Little niggling things they fixed now.
This is a game. Like this is a game they could do. This is, I mean, if they want to do it and they keep making money on it, this is a Starfield type game where they can add multiple DLCs.
Look who's back in the chat. Mandalorian.
Martin. He's a Star Wars guy for real. We know that every question he asks is Star Wars related.
Back with the questions for the panel.
I got a question for the panel.
Yes.
I like it. It's always the same. I got a question for the panel.
I got a question for the panel. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. I want to hear what you guys say. Ask.
Yeah, I haven't got to this game yet. I haven't got to this game.
I'd wait for it to go on sale, but
sometimes it take a while.
Yeah.
It's always entertaining.
It's a must. It's a must-have in my opinion.
Game Pass games also that I'm running. You know,
right?
That, I mean, it's my premium too, because I'm playing Silent Hill 2 right now, and I'm almost.
By the way, I
do have to give Realist credit, because I think Realist was really the first one that kind of brought me to this game, because he's like, "Did you see that trailer?" And I'm like, "No, I don't think." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, that does look good."
Oh, Prison Desert.
Yeah.
Oh, it was him first. Oh yeah,
I think it was Realist that kind of.
I mean, really I've always been high on that one. That one, Dawn of the Dawn Walker, Blood of the Dawn Walker, and when I thought Fable was coming out, I said if those 3 games come out, I don't need anything else to come out.
And the armor sets they've been putting out, like I've been getting new armor sets because of how much I played in the game, which is pretty cool too. It is a single player MMO, if we're being honest. Like it does seem like that.
Because I've always heard originally it was supposed to be right, and it was so far in development before they decided not to. That in MMOs they always give you lots of things to do, right? Yeah. It's always content packed and dense with stuff in the same areas, right? But they seem to have been so far in development before they decided not to make it an MMO, that all that stuff was already in there. They already planned for everything. Half of it was already implemented, and they still had to do the other half. So that's why you see all the content. I feel that's just my theory. Right?
If there's any advice I give Probiss is, I do agree with the criticism that the story was kind of weak to begin with. Although the story got better, I do think that with their DLCs, because they've reached a point where, without me spoiling it, they've reached a point where they can go anywhere they want with the story. Focus a little bit more on the story and the depth of the story, and then that would make the game even better, because you already have the environment. The environment is grandiose. Like you've hit a home run with that. If I had to say, if there was a weakest part, is the depth of the story you can add, and if you do that right in the DLCs, man, you're off and running. And this is a game you could probably have for 10 years with multiple DLCs and make money.
So Martin, sounds like more of a statement. That's his question, though. I heard many people say the Blade game would get canceled because of the layoffs.
I don't know. They're getting canceled because of layoffs. It may get canceled because they're getting spun off. It sounds like so.
This is not so much an answer to his question one way or another, but let's rewind back to something I really want to tackle because I feel it addresses the fact that we don't have a out and out answer for his question other than we don't know because they haven't said officially, which is what we should always trust on some kind of situation like that, like a question he's asking about, right? Yeah. Like the only resource we should have ever be trusting is not the press or anybody else, but those who were responsible for making the game.
Yeah.
Those who were responsible for making the decision one way or another, right?
Hey, Realist, but not to go off top, but you see this thing. I just saw you posting this thing, right? Where dude's talking about the 3 best ball handlers, right? This tweet where the guys asking who the 3 best ball handlers ever, and they had like Kyrie, AI, and
what the hell?
Steph, right? I'm like, bro, y'all better stop disrespecting fucking Jason Williams, you know.
Okay.
Hey, my phone, my thing had hooked up to the headphones. What were you saying? What are we asking about?
No, I was asking you about this thing. I see where you comment on this tweet, right? Not to go off too long, but I just got to get this in there. They were saying who are the 3 best ball handlers ever, right? And they have Kyrie, AI, and Steph. I'm like, bro, like you could tell all these dudes never watch fucking ball, you know? Like how you could disrespect Jason Williams, bro? Like you know which dudes have fucking ball handling back in the day better than some of these dudes today?
Well, see, the thing is they're not flashy, right? So with them not being flashy, like Kyrie looks good when he's shaking somebody.
Bro, but Jason Williams used to be shaking big niggas all the time, bro. What you talking about?
No, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. What I'm saying is that people see Flash and they say, "Oh my God, that's great handle." I mean, Isaiah Thomas had a tight handle. It was neat. He never. I don't think I've ever seen anybody pick his pocket.
That's right.
Tim Hardaway was another one.
That's right. Timmy was fire, bro.
So,
Stevie Francis.
But when you look at like
Stevie Francis either.
A lot of it is the street ball. A lot of it's the street ball too. I mean,
mentality.
Yeah. Isaiah didn't have that because Isaiah was an NBA. Like, I'm going to get
to call Gary about that too. They used to call Gary when I say them was playing, bro.
I mean, Sham God should be in the conversation, but whatever. I mean, I don't think.
But I'm just saying, right?
I mean, bro, I would put Skip ahead of Sham God.
Yeah, but Ray Foston was fucking crazy, bro.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I love this conversation. I really do. But I really was trying to make a point.
I forgot
Hey, real quick, sick. Yes, I don't put Allen Iverson in my top 3 because he didn't really have a left.
Exactly.
That's why I never mentioned Allen Iverson. That's why I was going to add to the conversation. And then I thought,
but he's in everybody's top 3 or Mount Rushmore, and I'm like, dude,
but he shouldn't be.
Once he even acknowledged, I can't remember who it was who told him he never goes left, and he said, "Yeah, you're right."
That's right.
Well, you saw
I'm gonna
you guys know Zoolander can't turn left. It's okay for AI not turn left.
I'm gonna take a heat for this. I'm gonna take heat for this, but I've never I'm not saying he doesn't have handles, but a top 3, I don't know if I put Curry up there. I just don't.
Curry, he's not top 3 either.
I'm with you on that too.
He's got handles. But he's got handles, but he isn't like a Kyrie. He just got he's got the best 3-point
people above him. We're talking top 3. But okay, back to what I was talking about though. Guys,
go ahead. Thanks, Sheik.
Yo, because this is so thanks, Sheik. But this time I remembered. But listen, it's this press, man. They got us so fucked up that Mandalorian has to ask this question, and we honest and listen to the answer you were trying to give. It was really a non-answer, not to knock you, but we really don't know. And it's all based on rumors and a bunch of dumb shit. And it didn't used to be like this. The gaming press used to actually be actual press. They did the job. They went out and they asked questions. They went to these events and played these games, and they were gamers and would give real opinions on shit. Like, you ever watch the 1UP show, bro? And once again, it's on YouTube. The 1UP show. Check that shit out. The way they did shit. Anybody wants to be in the video game industry in terms of press or whatever, and you want to be actual press, go check those motherfuckers out. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
I would like to know. Here's to follow up. I mean, I would like to know if any of the gaming journalism has called Arcane and asked outline.
They listen. They don't know how. The only one of them who knows how to do shit like that would rather keep the information to himself until either comes out on his own and all of a sudden he drops it, or he can make a book out of it. That's Jason Schreier. He's the only one who's actually a journalist who's broken in a lot of shit.
And he's the one that's breaking everybody's heart, saying PlayStation ain't gonna budge.
Right. But you know why he's doing it? He's petty too. He's an asshole and he's known for it. The only reason he's doing it, he's trying to rain on everybody else's parade because he's not the one who did it. That's why he's putting it out there. That's why he's putting the true facts out there.
Do we think Sony fanboys are overreacting over physical media going away in 2028?
Well, we think they're overreacting? I would say I think they are and are not in equal measure, right? They are because as
collectors.
we were saying earlier, we've been saying this.
There ain't that many collectors though. Right? That's the problem I have. Like there's only a handful of them.
Right, but hang on, y'all speak over what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying to you. This is very important. Because like they are and aren't in equal measure. Peep game, 90%, over 90% on any platform is digital, right? So the gamers already voted with their wallets ages ago. Yes. Right, so just like you guys were saying, it's a vocal minority. That's a fact, undebatable. There's numbers and everything to prove it, right? But like at the same time, the fact that the PlayStation guys are crying about it, you can't say they're not crying about anything that's not worth crying about. But they're also the reason why it got this bad in the first fucking place.
By not
buying games. By not buying games when they have a platform that's got 120
they want their little
sold,
video,
but like
where they're handing the game over to another person
is buying their games and not even
to be true.
Here's why I don't feel bad for them. I only feel bad for the actual true blue collectors. Okay, here's why I don't feel bad for
your
them.
happy console gamers and stuff.
All right, for one, a lot of these people with the same voices that are bitching about this would swear by Sony financials every single quarter and would celebrate, tap dance, everything. Sony's making a profit. Sony's doing well, and a lot of times taken out of context. Now these same dudes are now calling into question Sony's numbers and saying they're not believable, and even pulling out 4 or 5-year-old data of games from the PS4 era, showing that they sold 50% digital, 50% physical. Yeah, that's the point. COVID dramatically put a bump in that, by the way, because everybody's supply chains were stalled. People were buying digital for 2 years. So that also exacerbated what was already a trend beforehand. Where I have a problem with the reaction of physical media is because there's no accountability. Like I said, love my brother Bing. He's a physical and he has every right. I have no problem with anybody, even Hills, my buddy Hills. He's fighting the physical fight. Good.
Hey, how's Hills been? I haven't heard from him in a minute.
He doing all right. I'm like, they fighting a good fight. If you're trying to fight physical, great. I don't think you're gonna win. But
those of us who are not with physical, I always say we're not against them. We can see the writing on the wall. That's
and
all.
If you're a physical if you are the one that's
we are not your enemy.
Physical,
None of us are your enemy.
Dude, I would be pissed off if I was them. My problem is the rest of the 85% of the gamers. Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing, Sick. They're like, well, what about games that didn't have a physical and it was only digital? What were you supposed to do? Don't buy it.
Yeah.
If you're that principled, don't buy it. But you bought it, didn't you?
Yeah, because they're not principled like that. They claim all this shit, but they're really not what they claim to be.
It's hypocritical. And when I hear, and I've heard
there's a better hood phrase for that. Realists, Sheik, help me out, bro. Like when a dude is not who he claims to be. There's phrases for that we use.
Fugazi.
Fugazi.
Poser, all that shit. Yeah.
Fugazi. Yeah, like we got, and if you notice, all those kind of words are jabs at your sexuality, like you're not a man for real,
Gay?
right? You
And
pussy.
by the way, I'm not asking for something too hard. Look, it's real easy. I am part of the reason why physical is dying. Why? Because I have bought more digital than I bought physical the last 5-6 years. Guilty.
Yeah,
I'm
but
guilty.
not with malice. You're not guilty. You know why I wouldn't use the word guilty? Because it's not a malice
Contributor.
thing. You voted with your wallet, but you are a contributor. I am
Contributor.
too.
And I think the reason, but the reason
amongst everybody here, right?
Yeah, but the
Like,
reason why, it doesn't make sense to buy physical is because they're gonna patch the game. You have to do updates.
Yes.
So what's the point of having a fucking disc? So but see
it's
now,
But
now
it's
if they had
mine,
used
Sheik.
but that's the
mine.
thing. But had they
Yeah.
used 6 formula, right? 6 formula makes more sense for physical if you have the hot swap.
It's yours if you go online with your device every 14 days.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's mine,
But the
Sheik.
cartridge would have been
I
fine
can
because the
feel
cartridge would
it.
have had the
It's
security
warm
on
and
it.
fuzzy.
It's rewritable. It's the best thing, but it's of course more expensive. But that's why it's also rewritable.
And it's only
And you know
only
what's the thing about
expensive.
that, though?
It's only expensive if it's not mass produced. The fact is, if there's mandates for it to be
I
mass
agree.
produced,
I
then
agree.
they would to do it. The fact is they're not mandated to do it.
But you
So
know
they're
what
gonna
did
do
this
it.
first?
They're gonna
And
sell
who I
a
got
lot of
that
digital games.
idea from and the epiphany from, like in from back when they first announced the Series X. The
That's
SSD
fucking
card,
fire though. That's a
right?
fire idea, bro.
But you know, with the idea
It's a yoga
hit my
flame.
brain at the same moments because because we first heard about the Series X at the Game Awards in that momentous occasion when it was a surprise and Dude clearly didn't know because as soon as they put the camera on his face, he was like, "Holy shit!" And you could see he got robbed. Basically, he felt like, right? But when they first showed us the SSD, it was some time later. But around that time, I had already known about this, but Nintendo had something in Japan called the Famicom Disk System, right? It was a floppy drive for their equivalent of the NES, okay, the Famicom. This was in '86, right? Now, this is before cartridges had batteries in them, to be able to save your progress. This was a floppy disk drive, right? That you attach to your system and you buy video games on floppy disks. But here's what they did. This is way before the internet, right? They had kiosks that they only shut down like a couple years ago, I want to say, in relative terms. Like it was active in the 2000s still in Japan streets. You go to a kiosk, you put your disc in, you pick a game you want to buy, you pay your money, and they wrote the game to the disc. You can go to a game store, they would do it there too.
Wasn't
right?
Xbox trying to do that with the 360 with the little cards?
Yeah.
Well, yes, but they put a restriction on the capacity because internet speeds weren't that quick back then, and the capacity was expensive. And we saw that with Castlevania Symphony of the Night, right? That was the first game they approved to go past the limits of the size of the memory cards, and that killed the whole memory card thing because the memory cards weren't large enough in capacity, right? But it's also a forebearer to this. My point is the SSD cards would have been the best thing because it, at the same time, it harkens back to the original plans for the DRM with Xbox One, right? If you don't have the internet speed to download a 100 gigabyte video game, you go to the game store where it's already on a computer in the back with multiple hard drives in a RAID array where they got every game locally at the store. You plug in your SSD card, they write the game to your thing, they make sure it got the DRM that says, this person owns the game, and therefore it doesn't even have to check online. The security is in the SSD. It's got the little note like the 360 used to do when you bought a digital Xbox Live Arcade game. It wrote it to the hard drive, and so it had an ID of the system that you bought it on and your Xbox Live account. It was a two-factor. So either you were online or it just checked the system that you bought it with and the serial number would match, and then you would have to be online to be able to play those digital games. That would have worked for this. And I used to say that way back then. And even when they were trying to do the Xbox One DRM thing, right? They could do the same thing with that, with the Steam keys on a CD, right? The game, it comes with a CD key, but apparently they did that the whole time. Most of the Xbox One games, except for a couple of the early ones they're saying, they're talking about this whole digital transition. Apparently, they're burnt into Xbox One games ever since last generation, where apparently when they give you the ability to take your disc that you already own and make a digital version of the game, that's how they're gonna be able to verify that you own the game, because there's a tag on every disc. Since Xbox One, the tag's already there. Like, all this shit was already in momentum. So when I first envisioned this about the SSD cards, it's like all that stuff came into my mind all at once, and it was already there to be done. But Microsoft didn't do it because of the cost, I guess. And he's right. Mass production would do that.
Have nothing. Listen, that have nothing to do. That have nothing to do with cost. That ain't cost.
Nintendo would have to do it, and
no, man, it ain't cost, bro. Always remember one thing, right? It ain't cost. It's always the bean counters who are always looking at how much profit can we extract per unit. That's all it boils down to. If they're not mandated to do it, they're not gonna fucking do it.
I did see someone had an idea, and they said, well, if Sony does pull back and they bring physical, they could see it where they will not allow it to go to retailers, that you have to buy it directly from them.
From Sony.
And
no, that's illegal. That's fucking illegal. They will get sued for that. They cannot.
They're already getting sued. They're already getting sued, though, Sheik. So, I mean,
why is that
that's illegal. They can't do that.
Wow.
They can't do it.
Why is that illegal? I believe you. I just don't know why.
No, because here's the thing about it, right? You can, all right, just like how they charge them for the monopoly for their PlayStation store. It's the same.
They're getting sued right now.
You can't make the product and say I'm the only person you can buy it from. That's antitrust laws.
So how does Steam get away with that, though?
Because they don't sell discs in the store.
But they sell. They sell. Okay.
They only sell the cards, which is their money.
But they sell hardware.
No, they don't. They sell hardware directly from them, and don't sell it to other retailers. But you could do that with hardware. It's not a software.
No, but isn't Steam facing? No, isn't Steam facing something? I think Steam's facing a lawsuit on that too.
Well, they are too, by the way.
Yeah. There's a lawsuit
under siege. You know what? Not that Microsoft, not that Microsoft doesn't have lawsuits or whatever. But I've been hearing less about lawsuits with Xbox than I have than PlayStation and Steam.
Because Microsoft decided that they were going to open up their store. They're gonna open up all of their other stuff because they don't want to get sued. Yeah, that's what they do, bro.
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, realist. I know you're on the call.
And plus, the blood is in the water, and Valve and Sony got more money to bleed.
Realist, I'm going to tell you right now. If the courts get their way, or Epic gets their way, and that cut drops from 30 to 12, you and I are going to be sitting with a big giant thing of popcorn, just watching it, watching it.
Hey, you know that meme with Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Where he's sitting there eating popcorn?
Yes.
Or T.O. when he scored the touchdown and snatched that popcorn from the fan. But I mean, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. We don't, it's like, because they're all gonna have an argument. It's the whole basis of their business.
Yep.
But that system is not rewarding creator companies. And so PlayStation has lessened their emphasis towards creation and started to talk about we're going to go back to a third party, dependent on third party and dealing with their partners.
What that?
Yeah. In fact,
then you have I heard somebody, I guess that was his boy. But then you have Steam, right? And I'm not like against Steam, but Steam they could do a lot more. Like I always say, Alex is still the best VR game I've ever played, and it's old.
Yep.
They like, people have been asking for a Half-Life 3. Valve can't count to 4. Like all these things, because they don't have to.
They don't have to,
right? And if they have to give up less or take less from the sales, then they have to start to create money from somewhere. How are they going to do that? They got to get out there and take the same risks that everybody in their storefronts are taking. And that's why I'm for these cuts to go down, because like Valve is pretty much, I mean, people, there's entertainment, but people join Valve for Valve. Valve was not a third-party platform at first. They created Steam to sell their games.
Yeah,
and I want them to get back to that.
I
would like to see them that too, but like if I have to pick between them having a store that they built brick by brick into the powerhouse it is today, because it used to be not any of that, right? Like once again, and it's not to to counterbalance anything you say, because I don't disagree with nothing you said, but like they continually do stuff the way it should be done. Is it perfect? Fuck no, but it's way better than almost anybody else.
Well, you want to know why that is, though, right?
And it took a lot of time to get there too.
Well, I mean,
because that's all they have.
Why is because they're private.
Yeah.
If they had shareholders like Sony does, that
would have fucked up the whole works. That would have fucked up the whole.
And that's why, like, I don't feel bad for Steam. Like, Steve would lose money. Steam would lose a lot of money too off the cut, but they would be able to. They would be able to be fine with that because they're a private company. I'm not worried about that. Yeah. PlayStation is not a private company, or it's Sony.
But
so that doesn't go well for investors.
But the thing I'm trying to say is though that like you look at what Valve is doing, the others aren't. So the one couple of things where like Valve hasn't made really good software that's really worth worrying about since Alex, right? And even then, it's in the VR niche. Right. So,
bro,
like, if Valve really cared, let me just drop this point and I'll let you speak. If Valve really cared, there would have been a version of it on the PSVR 2 of Alex, which people, including myself, was asking about that around that time. That shit never materialized, and we're like, "What the hell? That's kind of dumb." But it just goes to show what Kieran was saying.
I'm gonna be honest.
So therefore, they don't.
I'm gonna throw another terrible take that along with my Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Get away from Half-Life. They rely on Half-Life way too much. Give me something else.
My point is, when they try to do other shit, no one gives a fuck about any of this other stuff they've been doing. Deadlock. Who gives a fuck about Deadlock?
70,000.
Any of you played it?
Let me tell you what Valve is, right? Valve is like fucking
Deadlock. I don't care about that.
Nobody does. Valve is like a rival drug dealer taking your shit, selling it on their block, and he ain't giving you a good cut out of it, bro.
So you said Valve is Nicky Barnes. You call him Valve Nicky Barnes?
Yeah, that's exactly that. Nicky Barnes taking Blue Magic, and I want them to call it Blue Dog shit because you messing with my trademark. That's what it is.
I ain't mad at that.
That's what they.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, I mean, and I still don't know what the succession plan is for the next gen. There's a lot of question marks I have with Steam.
This is why I say PC, because even if you have question marks about Steam, they're not the only one there. You do what you want. You choose how you want. Anytime I rally about how, okay, so this goes back to what I said with the Helldivers situation, right? You can't fuck with the PC gamers. You're gonna acquiesce to us, or you're gonna get railroaded. You ain't gonna make no money.
Sick again. He's coming back.
But you hear him just say, mess with us.
Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
I'm not.
No, you're not. Let me tell you why. No, but guys, right? But that's the thing that frustrates me with Microsoft, right? Microsoft allows themselves to be slotted out so much, right?
Yes.
It's like, bro, like, okay,
you
allowed Apple. Look, Apple came on Windows, dominated with iTunes, right? Google came on Windows, dominated with fucking Chrome, and then created their own operating system using Windows as the platform, right? Steam came in and fucking dominated gaming. Like, Microsoft gets slotted out by everybody, bro. Like, you built the platform, but everybody benefits from.
A good hole too. They take it.
Hey, no, the only thing that I agree with you with is with Steam. Steam did what Microsoft should have done, but Microsoft was never fully invested in gaming.
Yes.
When it comes to iTunes and music, when it comes to iTunes and Chrome, Chrome is the very reason they got sued. That's the very reason that they were in trouble with the government because of the whole Windows Explorer thing. So
but watch this though. No, but here's my thing about it, right? Here's the thing about it. Microsoft allowed themselves to get pounced in court, right, on their own platform, right? And then when Google and Apple started their platform and closed Microsoft out of the duopoly that became iPhone and fucking Android, keep that in mind, right? The courts did nothing. Microsoft didn't fight back.
Here's why I don't feel bad for you.
Out.
Here's why I don't feel bad for Microsoft. Because yeah,
The phone thing I do
I'm
feel
not
bad
saying you're
about.
wrong, but Jesus, they got a monopoly on the damn OS. I mean, come on now. I mean,
Yeah,
they
but that OS don't make money for them
Not
the
It don't
same
anymore,
make
way
bro.
that
money.
the
Exactly.
same way that iOS
Yeah.
and Android makes money.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah, that don't
Steam
make the
should
money,
be
bro. Windows don't
Steam
make
would be breaking Apple off a cut if it was
Yeah.
on a Mac.
exactly, bro.
That's why it's not really like
Exactly.
that there. Look at what they want to do with the iPhone versions.
And notice this, right, bro? Okay, look at as much money as Windows has made, right? Windows hasn't made as much money as fucking iOS has made for Apple, bro. Okay, not
No.
even close. Not even as much as Android has made for Google, bro. So really
that's
and truly,
kind of hold on. When did Apple start making money with iOS? About what year?
I don't know.
that would
Tell
have been
us.
around
The
like
year after they introduced apps, because apps weren't there at first. Remember, the apps
right.
came
It
around
was
just
when they had the
before the
apps in, correct.
3G.
So
Once,
2000
about a year
what?
after that.
So
2000.
2001.
2000 like 10.
Okay.
No.
probably
Wait.
2000, probably
What year was the
2010,
iPhone first
'cause
out?
2007.
07?
8.
So 8 into 9 is when they
Okay.
first started making money.
Okay. Here's where I have a problem with what you're. They
And
make
it's
a lot more
apps.
money.
And it was
They're making a
apps.
lot more money. When did Microsoft start making money with Windows?
Day one.
Day one.
When was that?
Like in the
1980,
80, 81.
1985. 85 for Windows. 'cause before that was
You
DOS.
comparing 1985 money to 2009 money. Of course they're gonna make more money now, or more money then. That's not fair.
Well, I guess the real point, Kieran, is that Microsoft, since everybody's loving the word monetize, they haven't been able to monetize their platform the same way other competitors have been able to.
They tried to.
Exactly.
With the Windows
Right.
Store, they tried to, and people complain
Yeah,
about
but
it.
okay. Let's say if you put a Windows Store on a Mac, you're gonna still have to pay Apple.
No.
Boom.
Well, I agree, but that doesn't even work like that. But I agree, you're right. But peep game, what I'm gonna say, right? The Windows Store with Windows 8, everybody they still complain about it, even though now everybody's app is there, right? Like if you run Windows, just go to the Windows Store. Even the open source free apps you like are there.
All right, answer this question.
No,
Answer this question, right?
Hold on. Let me drop what I'm saying. So now,
Oh, he's gonna drop it.
look at other platforms: iOS, Android, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever the fuck, right? To use those platforms, you have to have an account, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft tries to do that. Everybody complains,
Facts.
but iOS does it.
The funny thing
Android
is,
does that. Sony, PlayStation, Nintendo.
the funny
Netflix,
thing
everybody.
is they complain, but everybody's got a Microsoft account. That's what I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand.
Yeah. But again, my point was because none of these things would have been what they did. And honestly, right? Would iTunes have been as popular as it would have been if it wasn't for iTunes on Windows?
I mean,
Let's be honest.
Unless
Right, no,
you're
because
well,
it
I
wasn't
mean,
because
no,
the
no, I
iPod
mean,
wasn't
okay,
as famous
okay.
until it
So-
had Windows
so-
compatibility.
So I'm going to counter that. Like, look,
could thank
I'm not
HP
saying
for
you're
that.
wrong, but you have to understand why that is. When they said when Phil Spencer said they lost the worst generation they can lose, they did.
Right, he's right.
Yeah,
The reason
but-
why hold on, the reason why iOS and the Apple Store is a freaking money churner is because they won the cell phone battle.
Yeah, but
That's
they
a
wouldn't have won the
fact.
cell phone. They would not have won the cell phone battle if it was not for the iPod, which could have attached to Windows. They got adoption through compatibility with Windows. Because
Yeah.
remember now, Windows
The
was
Mac
the dominant
platform
operating
wasn't-
system.
yeah,
No one was
still
using
is.
Mac like that, bro. They would have
Still,
never
it's
gotten
still
what it
the
was
same.
supposed to
Ain't
Windows.
shit changed. Ain't shit changed. It's still,
Look,
it's still the situation today.
I understand. Look, I understand the history. I'm just saying. Like the problem with Apple, the problem I have with Apple is if Epic ultimately wins, and I think here's the thing, Epic doesn't even have to win in the courts. That's the problem that Apple and PlayStation and the ones that are really wanting to keep 30% cut, they don't even have to lose in the courts. If
No.
developers saying, I don't want to give 30%, I'm not going on your platform anymore. It's both. See, that's the reason why I don't think this. I'm with Realist, but I'm a little more technical with it. They don't even have to, like, this has gone through appeals and all that. They don't even have to win or lose in court. Sooner or later, developers are like, nope. PlayStation
And you know what?
don't want my game. I
but
don't
you know
want to pay
why?
you 30%. So I'm not. Rockstar, if Rockstar didn't
Because that's
want to
what
pay 30%,
because a lot of them is doing that to
Rockstar
Microsoft.
is
There's a
not
bunch
paying
of games.
30%.
that's not on.
And I absolutely agree with you, Realist, because you want to know why? Because
Hell no,
Rockstar
they're
is one of
fucking
the few
Rockstar.
developers that can go to PlayStation and says, I don't want to pay 30%, and if you don't charge me, if you don't lower that
Charge me
thing,
lower,
I will
you're
take
fucked.
it. I will take it
Yep.
off
Yeah,
of it.
but again, right? The business
And
principle is
PlayStation
this:
would be like,
you have what's
okay,
called because you have what's called a captive audience, right? And that's the point. What I'm saying here: once you've created a captive audience, you can make that demand. See, Epic can do that because Epic has the largest fucking game, which is Fortnite. They have what's called a captive audience. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why if they say we're not going to be on the on PlayStation, kids are going to find a way to play it anyway. Because why? They can play it on iOS, they can play it on Android, they can play it on any type of phone.
Yep.
Okay, so
Especially
again,
the kids.
yeah, it's all about having that captive audience.
I'm just saying.
And that's why, and that's why it affirms my point. What I said, Apple created a captive audience with the iPod. When the iPhone was coming out, it was promoted as an iPod with a phone. Everybody had a fucking iPod.
Yeah.
That's why it became successful.
If you go back and you watch how he did it, that's exactly how he explained it.
Exactly.
Internet communicator, a text messenger, and an iPod. And he said it like
That's
over
right.
and over and over, right? I forget exactly the words, but that's how he said it over and over and
Yeah.
over and over and over, right?
We're giving you.
And then people started to cheer like, "Oh, that's what it is," and it's literally what it is.
And then remember, right? 2 years before that, right? When you had Singular Wireless, right? When they had that phone that came with
AT&T
iTunes, this is the first phone with iTunes, right? That's before Singular became AT&T. So I got to remember how Apple played. Apple created the captive audience before they launched the iPhone. They had everything.
Although you
Like I
said
said, they would have never been successful if it was not for iTunes being on Windows.
Go.
That's all I'm saying.
I tried.
You want to know the biggest
implementing Dynamics AX in a company about 10, 12 years ago. God, it was a nightmare. You brought up Dynamics.
The biggest reason why Apple and Google are what they are is because Microsoft's aversion to wanting to get involved with hardware. They're always halfway in and halfway out when it comes to hardware.
That's true. That's correct.
Like,
they always looked at it like that.
They had the Zoom. Didn't go off.
Which is why iPhone beat them in the phones.
Yep.
I don't care. I love people. I know people tell me Windows Phone was really good. Okay, I believe you.
I love Windows.
I believe you.
Same here.
Oh, you have no idea how awesome
I believe you.
Windows Phone was amazing, bro.
But they still
amazing.
They still
lost.
Because
again,
because of the bullshit.
And here's the funny thing about the bullshit, Windows Phone was the best phone. I don't care what anyone said, bro. Windows Phone was the best.
But here's the fucked up thing about the bullshit, though, right? Like
Live
the
times
things
are great.
they did to kill Windows Phone is the
Yep.
same shit they complained they would say that Microsoft was doing to them.
Oh,
nobody
I agree with that.
Nobody
I agree with that. Apple gets away with a lot of BS.
About it. Like
yes.
Microsoft would have got crap.
Apple paid developers. Apple paid and punished developers for putting apps on phones. And Google themselves told Snapchat you cannot put Snapchat on fucking Windows Phone. Because Snapchat was the one app that never came to Windows Phone.
Started to make the apps better than what the official ones would have been anyway, even if
Rudy Hunt. Yeah, that kid Rudy Hunt.
Oh, Rudy Hunt.
Rudy Hunt was the best, bro.
Yeah.
Rudy was the best, bro.
Here's the one footnote you can always hang on Apple though for Microsoft guys. Microsoft did save them.
They saved
Apple. They saved Apple.
Let me give you a good parable, right? Let me share Microsoft and Apple is. Remember the parable about the frog and the scorpion?
Yeah.
Okay, right? The scorpion wanted to cross the river. The frog said, "Man, but you're a scorpion, you're going to sting me." He said, "No, I just want to get across." That's nature. Apple and Microsoft right there.
It's in my nature.
That's it.
My problem with Apple is they don't like. I'm not an Apple guy because I am consistent sick. Imagine that. I don't like closed platforms. Imagine that. Okay. Apple doesn't invent anything anymore.
They never invented anything.
They never invented anything.
They
What did
never
they?
Well, they don't rip off. They don't rip off other people's tech like they used
They've
to.
ripped
Like,
off
they-
everybody.
No. Listen,
Not the way they
listen.
used to. You're right.
Listen.
That is true.
Not what is the latest tech that they ripping off that is selling big time with consumers? You can say
Apple Vision.
They're about to do the folding phones. They're about to do the folding phone.
Camera phones. Every fucking thing they ripped off from somebody else.
Headphones.
Look. But there is no more devices like they.
NFC
you had
ripped
the
off from
iPod.
Nokia.
You had the iPod. You had what's the one in between? I forgot it. Then you have
iPod Touch?
iPhone. Yes. Like, what is the new
Which I actually
gadget
have right here
that-
next to me.
Like
iPod.
like the
iPad.
Apple, maybe the Apple Watch,
The Touch.
maybe. Even though I can't stand the Apple Watch. My mother-in-law.
The watch and the
I-
Android
I-
equivalent of
I-
watches
bro,
came out around
I
the
never-
same time.
I
I
never
like
got.
my Fitbit.
I never got a watch. I never got a watch. I was
I got
never
a
going to
Fitbit.
pay for that
I'm
shit.
good
I
with
had
my
a-
Fitbit, man.
I had an Android watch. No, I had a Samsung watch, the S2. I still have it.
Yeah,
It's in the box.
the Samsung watch is good. I'll never buy an Apple Watch. I just thought it was just not worth it.
But no, I've never. I just don't see like if you're trying to get me back into Apple's line of products, they haven't made anything in the last 20
I've
years
never,
that catches my attention.
I've never paid for an iPhone. It always comes to the company, and even then, I fucking like, yeah, you know.
I don't. I'm always going to be an Android guy.
Mm.
Like my parents.
Although I have both.
I have both. Yeah, I can't.
I will say this.
Android is my main phone. The iPhone is like the
I used to
secondary.
I used to have Windows Phone, iOS, and Android. I always had all
I would
three.
say this. Say this. If I was starting a business store, like a physical storefront, I could see me using Apple just because how close they are, and I don't want any of my employees to do anything else. Like it's just strict like that. That would be the only thing that I would possibly.
No, but any platform, like if you need it for purpose like that, you can lock it down.
I believe you, and
So-
that's true, especially with my son. Which my
I really
actually
wish
yeah,
BlackBerry
yeah,
wasn't late. I really
Right.
wish BlackBerry wasn't late to the market, bro. I miss my BlackBerry, bro. I fucking miss that.
I wish
bro.
somebody would have bought them and did something with it.
Didn't I think who did? Someone did buy them. I fucked them up.
Did you guys watch the
Not
movie?
anything.
What movie?
The BlackBerry movie?
Oh no, I never watched that.
It's really
No, I
good.
never saw that.
It's really
It's
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Dude, I worked for the house.
What's it called? The BlackBerry movie?
It's just called
What's
BlackBerry.
it called?
It's just called BlackBerry.
BlackBerry. Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
I worked for the house in 2007, 2008. I still remember we were buying those. And I
Yeah,
was
bro.
like,
They
why?
were
But then
they were
we
the
had
best phones.
60-year-old congressmen and all that. They can't get rid of them. No, they don't buy them.
I messed up. I messed up.
Unless they might. Yeah, my fat thumbs couldn't push those buttons now. So
Your
whatever.
sausage fingers.
This motherfucker calling himself fat, bro. Listen. So, okay. So I don't think I really communicated what I was trying to say the other day. So
You
when I
never
was
do.
saying how
He called me a Nazi. No, he didn't.
No,
I
no,
called
no.
myself a
not
Nazi.
what? No, Nazi. No.
You're talking about the barbecue.
Yeah. That. So
I said I would go.
next
I said
year,
would eat
I gave you
barbecue.
my word. Next year, I'm coming for QuakeCon. I gave you my word, and I'm sticking
one
by it.
day, one or 2 days of me splurging. That's not.
That was my point.
That's not hard for
But
me.
you, every time you go somewhere on vacation and you come back, but I stuck to my diet and I still lost.
One
X amount
time,
of
that was
pounds.
this year because I was already
No,
losing
that's
like
not the
10,
first
12
time
pounds.
you said that. That is not the first time you said.
I
some
don't
shit
recall
like
me
that.
doing that last
So,
year.
so
I was walking.
I don't
a
know
lot last
why.
year, too.
What triggered me to say that at the time?
No, but you did it the year before, though. You did it the year
What trip
before.
did I go the year before? I went to
It's a common thing he
Western
says
New
all the
York.
time.
Well, yeah, man, I'm getting older.
Yeah.
I don't need
No,
to
no,
be eating that
bro.
shit.
All I was, and I don't know what triggered me to say that. Maybe it was something you said. Maybe it was I don't know what. I'm just saying, motherfucker. When I come down there, I'm not gonna be a barbecue mecca.
Here's
Try
my
to eat
problem.
healthy.
Here's my problem. I told you. I know,
We'll take an
but I
HEB
already-
barbecue.
But I already told you multiple times that I wasn't going to do that. You keep hammering me.
No,
on it.
no. You said that all after the fact, so I believe you. But you said that all after the fact.
No,
But when
dude.
I
I
was
mean,
saying-
seriously, I don't. I love Texas barbecue.
I would imagine.
I'll take
doesn't,
his,
bro?
I'll take
Which,
his
which I told you,
snappy
I told you what my favorite place was. The problem is it's near Austin, and that's a pretty good drive from where you're going to be. So,
what's it called? What's it called?
You talking about that rock place?
no, I was talking about Blacks and Lockhart.
Okay, Black's is another one. So I had some Michelin star rated barbecue.
Ooh,
I've heard that's
Aren't
good.
you just fancy?
I've heard that's good. Yeah.
that means
Wow.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Tech?
I said, aren't you just fancy?
Yeah.
No,
I know,
bro.
right?
Look. We got this. Look, there's this lady that I've been going to for years,
Dang, you
And
got
she
a
was
side
like-
chick?
pretty much. And so
Dude, for
So look.
barbecue, it's an even trade.
yeah. So like she
I
was
don't
like,
think he meant barbecue when he was answering it though. But anyway,
cause see the thing.
This
Cause
fucking
see the
guy.
thing is, they're only open from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So she's like, "Where would you get barbecue from on Monday through Wednesday?" I said, "I go down the fields." She was like, "Oh, he's pretty good." And then she was like, "He's pretty good." He said, "But she said, have you been to Corkscrew?" And I was like, "Nah." She said, "What about jalapenos, whatever they call it?" I was like, "Nah." So man, I just happened to be in the area, so I googled barbecue. My phone got broken, so I'm leaving that place, find the barbecue. So this place called Corkscrew, and I go in there, say, "Hey man, can I get some fat brisket?" He's like, "I think we're all
Corkscrew,
lean
huh?
now." I said, "Yeah, it's in the Old Town Spring."
okay. Don't
And
know
so-
what it is, but okay.
Well, I thought you were Tech. Of course you don't know.
What do you know?
It's down
Yeah, you
south.
I thought you that was Tech asking because Tech's from Houston.
Oh,
So I go in there, I said, "Man, give me the fat brisket, man. If you don't have fat brisket, that's okay. Just let me go." He's like, "I think it's all lean, man." I said, "Hey man, thank you, man. I'll try
how do you
again
have
next
brisket
time."
without the fat? What the hell?
Yeah, you
No,
can
Run
just
it down
hey,
into the meat. That's the whole point.
people love that dry brisket for some reason.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you can choose down here,
Ugh.
dude. We're the Mecca. You
That's
have
like
choice.
that's like
okay?
having breast meat off of chicken that's all dry and tasteless.
No,
What the fuck?
they offer that. Like, so I went to, because I noticed that I went with a buddy of mine. We went to Terry Black's, which is an offshoot of Black's up here in Fort Worth. It's good, but I don't think it's as good as I don't think grandson cooks as good as grandpappy, but it was bad. But they have choice down here. You can choose with the fat brisket or you could choose with the lean, and you always go with
Anyway,
fat.
most places here you're gonna be able to choose. Sick. I never knew
Right.
that you couldn't choose because there's a whole the brisket is the brisket. You got the lean
go-
side and the fat and the marble side.
Right.
So
Like,
so anyway, I told him that my smoke lady sent me over here. I said, "Man, she told me about you guys a year ago, but you guys close at 4:00. Who's making it over here at 4:00?" He's like, "Yeah." He said, "What's the name?" I said, "Third Coast Barbecue." He's like, "I think I heard of it." I said, "Yeah, they're pretty good, man." He said, "Well, there's only 4 of them on our level, and only one of us has a Michelin star." And so I said, "Y'all got a Michelin star?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh shoot, I probably would have ate your dry brisket if I'd known that." I didn't know nothing. She didn't tell me all that. But I mean,
Right.
that's the most I ever paid for some brisket too, man. For a pound of brisket, it was $40.
Wow.
Corkscrew is up there. I've heard plenty of people say corkscrew is pretty good.
No,
So-
I mean they got a Michelin star. They're good. Them.
Well, I didn't know they had a Michelin star. I'm just saying that's
Okay,
what I.
so now that we're in this tangent,
Well, hold
Number
on real
one-
quick. We got them.
Yeah.
We got them. We got Killings. Killings had a Michelin star too.
wow. So Michelin stars are all out
You
there.
know
in
what's
the
funny?
barbecue
I didn't
Texas
even know what
community.
I didn't even know what Michelin stars was until like a few months ago. Until my son
Really?
brought it up. I'm like, what the hell?
I would have thought you would have understood from context alone.
No,
But
no.
at
I've
least you know.
heard about the
no.
Michelin star stuff. What I didn't know is
Dude, I don't
actually
care.
by
Good
the
is
Michelin
good. I don't
tire
care.
people.
I don't care. Like my son's all about ratings and stuff.
Wait,
and
you
I'll
didn't
look at
know
them,
you didn't
but,
know it was by the tire people?
At first, I didn't.
I thought a Michelin was a tire.
It is.
It is.
Tires. Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah. That Michelin, yeah. They're the ones who came up with it. It's them.
Yep. Same thing.
So a tire company came up with a rating system
Yes.
for food.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
They did.
They did.
See,
They
I
did.
learned something every day. Did not know
You
that.
didn't know that part. Now that's the
No,
part
man,
I
I
didn't
ain't
know.
fancy
until
like
a couple years
y'all.
I
ago.
thought it was just two
I didn't
separate
know about
things.
that
It just
until a
happened
couple
to have the
years ago.
same name.
Yeah,
Nah.
Michelin stars
yeah.
until
I was-
I never
same
even thought about it.
That was
I didn't
that
even
was
think
that
that
was
far.
That was
See, I
something
don't.
they did
My
as an alternative
so
marketing.
my wife and son look at ratings all the time. I go by word of mouth. Like, what's good? They tell me, all right, I'll give it that shot. Most of the time, it's pretty good.
Yeah, because
Okay,
most of these
so-
Michelin star
so-
restaurants are garbage, bro.
So the
Like,
two
they're
things I
not.
want to
They're,
talk
they're,
about.
most of them
Ratings,
are just hype.
but you know how ratings could be twisted too. That's the reason why I don't.
Yeah.
really buy into them, right?
We'll take Sick to the new Frisco Universal Park.
Whatever. I don't know what that means, but okay. Okay.
Wait,
listen.
they have a new what?
I don't know if that's a joke or whatever.
The
I don't get it.
Universal amusement park up in
Really?
Frisco.
Oh
Wanna
god, I
use
heard
the
it's
part-
bad,
bro.
dude. I heard it's so bad.
Bro.
heard it's so
Listen,
bad.
I'm there for Texas, not for some stupid shit they bring to Texas that even the Texans
No,
don't
it's
fuck with.
so
All right,
bad,
I'm there for
man.
Texas.
Let's
Well,
let's
I'm
take
really there
him.
for the
Let's take
fake content to see my
Let's
people.
let's take
He's
let's take
So
Sick to
two
the
things.
let's
So
take
two
Sick to the
things.
Fort Worth
Dude, you get to go to
I
the
gotta
Gaylord.
get all of you. That includes you, because you in Florida. That's not that far
He's
from
gonna
you.
be. He's gonna
Okay.
get the toddler
Gaylord.
ride.
Number
That's one in
two,
Texas,
here's the
so.
question I got though, because I understand there's brisket, ribs, steak, all of that, and I'm a meat connoisseur. And when you see the size of it, you're like, okay,
Hey, Sick, you
goddamn,
know what
Listen,
bacon
all right,
is?
cool.
Fort Worth Stockyards, bro. Let's take him there.
What a stockyard? Yeah,
Fucking love it.
you gotta
Yeah,
wear
I
a
The
fucking
black
love
man
that
about
place.
bacon, man, fuck you. But anyway, what I'm saying though is,
This fucking guy.
besides all this meat, right?
Go to Ruth.
And
Go to
pause,
Cattleman's. Go to Ruth
Now then.
Steakhouse.
what about the size? What else do y'all do besides meat of various barbecue
Nothing, just meat.
methods? There's no sides. There's no.
there's-
I don't
there's
know.
mac
black
and
cheese.
cheese.
we might
I don't
throw-
know.
We might throw some corn in there.
The
Might be
corn,
in the car.
mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. You like?
Yeah.
If you like
typical
greens, they got the
A
green
roll.
stuff.
I like collard
roll.
greens. I like broccoli a lot.
Oh wait, we'll throw some pickles in there.
Or just
There you
regular
go.
degular. What?
Throw some pickles in there. Onion.
Yeah, I
You
can
like
say
the
without
pickles,
pickles.
don't
There's
you,
enough
Sick?
acid. I like pickles, but the
Onion.
acid, I gotta leave the acid alone a little bit. You feel me?
Okay.
But
Whoa.
somebody is buying.
I should. You know what? You know.
You got
if
sex
it
on the
was-
beach?
if-
That's fun.
Yeah.
I should. We should. You know where we should take them?
Okay.
We should take them
You
to
got a cute smile.
Ponchos.
What's your name?
I can't hear you.
That sounds
You have a cute
Mexican
smile.
food.
Hey, Sheik.
I like that smile. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, mute yourself.
Oh, sorry.
We'll take you to
So-
Ponchos.
No, poncho. I've heard of this. Maybe you're joking, but don't they? Isn't it Mexican food there?
It's like a little flag that you pull up. You get a refill.
You'll be hugging the toilet the next afternoon. That following.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
What y'all talking about? Poncho?
Ponchos.
Yeah, ponchos. Yeah, but I do want some Tex-Mex as well.
Good
Ponchos.
sopapillas, man.
I love Mex food.
Ponchos.
Tex-Mex. I want to see what real Tex-Mex is really all about. Because like the way they talk about it, it's not just a mixing of Texas and Mexican cuisine. It's really its own
If
thing.
you tell
It
my
started
Mexican
that
wife
way.
that Tex-Mex is Mexican food, she'll like knock you.
No.
upside the head.
It's its own thing. It's not just a
She'll
melding
punch you into
of
Mexico.
Texas
She
and
will.
Mexican cuisine.
And I've had
It
food in
started out as
Mexico.
that,
it is
but
different.
it's more than
Like,
just
it
that.
is.
And they're not
It's like-
bad. I like traditional Mexican food too. I mean, it is.
I had
different,
some. I just had
Hey,
some
let's
broccoli.
take him.
I had
Hey, let's
flipping
take him to
them up.
Texarkana.
Texarkana. No, you.
Yeah,
You can take me to
bottom, man.
the Casamigos.
All right, take
It's, it's Texas and
Arkansas.
we're Texas and
Texarkana.
Arkansas meet.
Hey, y'all don't
Yeah.
have Del Frisco's up there, right?
Del Frisco.
Where?
Yeah,
Florida?
we do.
No. They.
Him.
I know in Texas. I'm talking about up there.
Del Frisco. Never even heard of
I'm
that.
taking a 7-Eleven.
That's what I'm just throwing out some ideas. That's all.
I'll take you to Wawa if you come up here. How about that, motherfucker? 7-Eleven.
Wait, hold on, we already got
I
Buc-ee's,
go to
bro.
Florida for that.
Oh yeah,
No,
we
we
gotta
You
take
got
him to
already-
Buc-ee's.
Wawa down there?
We already got
Yeah.
Buc-ee's,
We
bro.
gotta take him to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, we got Buc-ee's, dude.
Bucky,
Yeah.
what is Bucky's?
Everybody
Dude,
loves
yeah.
Buc-ee's.
We,
I don't
actually, you
know
know
why.
what?
Everyone
We
goes
should
to
take him
Buc-ee's, bro.
Buc-ee's.
I
We
don't
should
like
take him to
Buc-ee's, but
Buc-ee's.
What is
Everybody-
Buc-ee's?
We should take you to Buc-ee's.
It's a truck stop, man.
Dude,
Oh.
it's the largest gas station with the
It's like the
cleanest
size of
bathrooms
Walmart.
you'll ever see.
Wow.
Please.
Wait,
man,
you
I
guys
think
have
it
the
might be
largest
bigger
one.
than Walmart.
I think Arkansas took the prize, didn't they?
The one
I
in
don't care.
Madisonville.
They're all
sucks, dude.
huge. They're
I
all
hate
huge.
that one.
No. There's one that's fucking huge, bro. Looks like a fucking mall.
Let me tell you something, Sig. Buc-ee's is obnoxious.
Yeah.
You look at it and you're just like, why? But you're glad you're there and you want to, and you're like gravitated to it. It's like
Well,
It's fun, man.
For anybody that's new, you'll be amazed. For anything like
Right.
like a person like myself, I don't
Yeah.
like stopping there.
No,
Like, because you've seen it all the time. You're there.
Like I go once.
It's just a bunch of fucking
it's gonna
annoying
be crazy.
kids and everyone crying. And all. I'm just tired of the shit, bro.
Dude, I may go like once every 2 years just because the wife and kid want to go, but
They want to go to the clean restrooms. That's why.
Dude, the clean dude, that's the best part of it. To be honest with you,
crazy,
I mean the food's okay, but the bathrooms are clean.
I don't need okay. I don't need okay anything. I've never been to Texas before. I'm coming down. Everything got to be, you know, like you're supposed to.
There's some good snacks there. There are some good snacks there.
You know, like.
You know, we gotta take him. You know, we should take him. We should take him tailgating at AT&T, man.
Hell no.
Tailgating is something else, though. That's just crazy fun. That's fun by the fall.
Listen, we fucking going. We going.
What, to what, a Cowboy game? You're out of your damn mind.
You can't come to Texas or go to Cowboys game. What are you doing, bro?
I ain't going to no Cowboys game. Watch them lose. Hell no.
Hell no.
Well, if it's
my money on that.
QuakeCon, if it's during QuakeCon, then it's only baseball season.
And you get to go to Gaylord. There's only like 3 or 4 of them.
Gaylord.
So there you go.
Talking about the Gaylord,
well, they got one in Nashville, one in Texas, one, I don't forget, Florida, I think has one too. I don't know.
It's funny. You can do it too.
It's Gaylord. No, there's a steakhouse called Del Frisco Double Eagle Steakhouse. Pretty good.
Double Eagle Steakhouse, Del Frisco.
Oh, but they have those all over the country. I was thinking Texas de Brazil, but they do have those all over the country.
Okay, so, one day I want to go someplace for awesome steak because you guys know I fuck with steak, and I'm always sending out
There's Ruth's.
But like you guys,
one near my house.
Like I showed you guys to get your approval. Like if I'm doing right or not.
The guy go to gas
station. Now listen, but listen, we got listen. But I gotta be if I'm coming, I want a dry age ribeye.
Yeah, something fancy like that. Yeah,
we'll take it to
Whataburger. So he's got to go to Ruth's.
He's got to go to Whataburger.
You go to Whataburger. Yeah,
go to Whataburger. Get yourself a Dr. Pepper milkshake.
I love Dr. Pepper, so I ain't got a problem with that. You know I love Dr. Pepper.
You know what? 15 years ago, I would have been all about that, but I stopped drinking Dr. Pepper too.
Dr. Pepper is the shit.
I like that diet.
You. And the diet soda, and you know they say in the ads like it really does taste more like regular.
The zero sucks.
Every couple of years they adapt.
Because there's nothing
formula.
in it.
I hate diet soda, like that fake sugar aftertaste. I just had an energy drink this morning because I was at a training, right? And I was in a classroom for a while. I was losing my mind.
Pilates.
So I had a break. I got this energy drink. I forget the name, but I think it was Bloom or something. And it's got fake sugar. I hate diet soda for that fake sugar aftertaste. And I didn't expect that to happen. I took a swig. I'm like, oh. Now Diet Dr. Pepper does not have that.
It doesn't.
Right? And it really does taste a lot like
Coke Zero doesn't either.
Coke Zero doesn't?
I love Coke. I love Coke Zero.
I've never tried Coke Zero because I hate that taste of Diet
Coke
soda.
Zero doesn't have that taste.
No. Coke Zero doesn't taste like Diet Coke, bro. Coke Zero is fucking fire, bro.
We talking about everything. We talking about everything but games tonight.
No, we talked about a lot of games.
Mandalorian has a question, and before he leaves,
we do all the shit while drinking, while playing it. Yeah, what's up? Let's have a question.
He goes, question for the panel: If you were Xbox, how would you turn Halo around in the right direction?
I got the answer to that. I'll let everybody else go though.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna let you go first because I don't know.
Because you know I'm going sick.
I'll say more DLCs.
Like I said, loaded question, but hey, that's just me. Let me hear some intelligent answers.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna take it to a whole new.
Say sell the game sell half the game for full price and then sell the second half for full prices.
Oh, that's what they're gonna do with Spider-Man. Dude, I'd take it. I'd open it up and I'd take it in a whole new direction, and then I would tell the worst gaming fan base to stick it if they don't like it.
Stick it up your butt.
Because there is no worse game fan base that torpedoes the progress of a franchise than Halo. And for all those that tells me I'm Team Xbox, there's plenty of evidence that just like this that tells you
Halo
I'm not.
fans It
Dude,
all
they are the worst.
they war with each other
fan
about what it
base.
should be, and it's
Dude,
their fault
Halo has
more than
so
anything
much
else.
promise. Halo
Yeah.
has so much
Halo
promise.
has Halo also has the most racist fan base ever. Because I'll tell you this: the first time I ever faced racism online was playing fucking Halo.
But that's not Halo. That's just because Halo, when you
If you're
first
talking
played Halo, that was one
360,
of the
that's
first
every
online
game.
games. Yeah, that
If you're
and that
talking
was
360,
Halo.
that was
the
every
original
game.
That was probably the
Yeah,
original
but
Xbox Halo
that's
2.
Misogyny
That's
and
not really fair.
racism.
That was early internet Xbox that live.
The
Come on,
OG
bro.
Xbox chat
Yeah.
was the goat, man.
Yep.
Dude, they
Even
would,
before 360. Yeah.
dude, that you,
You got
You
that
had to have
voice
a little bit of
changer
money
too.
from the voice changer,
yes.
and you had the smack talk and stuff. Oh my
Dude,
god!
you
remember the smack
you
talk?
couldn't play a game of Uno without in this and in that and all that
couldn't.
stuff. It's like,
But that was
good
360 though.
Lord.
Dude,
That was
That's what
open
I'm
chat
saying.
was the best, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
And then
that might
the
be
party
more
chat,
toxic than
and
Twitter
even
is.
though it
I'm
was
being
the great
real.
feature,
No, it was.
that's what
You're right.
fucked up
It was, bro.
that's what
More
fucked shit
toxic
up
than
because
Twitter,
a lot of
man.
people were just in private chats instead. So
Yep.
that fucked that up. But it was awesome though.
But Halo, Halo is the worst fan base, and it's just the game. It's a game with a universe in it, and you barely even look
Touch
at
the universe.
You barely even touch
You barely
the
even touched
universe.
it.
Like,
Yeah, you
it's-
can make so many different types of games in that universe. You can make a zombie horror game, a flight action game, a spy thriller, right?
You can
point
count how many
adventure game.
races in
Here's-
Halo on one
Here-
hand.
here's what Microsoft should do, right? Okay, right. If you have all this universe, right, you give Obsidian a chance to explore one part of the universe. Give Bethesda a chance to explore one part of the universe. Then you have 3-4 Halo Studios do the main part, and then you have Activision do another. I mean, there's so much to Halo's universe that you can explore. Just let your studios tap into it, and just let it play
I
out.
would tell,
That's how I look at
I
it.
would tell you this. I would do the Halo what
Halo Oni.
what
Imagine the Oni
Warhammer
game.
what Warhammer is doing now.
Oh yeah.
Because
Warhammer
Warhammer's
is what
taken
Halo
what
should
to
be
what
right
what Sheik's saying is taking certain segments of Warhammer and builds a game around that and story
Mhm.
behind that.
Yeah,
You
that's what
could,
you have to do.
and I thought they were
Yeah.
trying to do that with like Reach but you don't have to have Master Chief
in everything.
and everything. There's
Reach
so
contact.
many.
And that's my point. Listen, leave Master Chief with Halo Studios, and then let the other studios you have build around the other law of Halo. Okay, there's a big fucking universe out there. I want to see something from why don't we explore how the Forerunners came to be and all that shit like that? Let's do
Yeah,
that.
go
man.
back in the past. Yeah,
Do you know?
like
Do you
Halo-
know who?
Yeah.
or
Do you
just call it
know?
Forerunner.
Do you
Call it
know
Forerunner.
if I really wanted to yank? If I really wanted to yank around these Halo fans that I can't stand,
Mhm.
you want to? Here's something I would do. Hey id, I want you to make a Halo game. Go.
Oh boy. With that fucking engine there. With that fucking engine there. See, that's the other thing. Microsoft
Sig
owns
just,
No,
the
you know-
Sig
no.
Sig
engine.
just had a big smile on his face when I
Oh,
said that.
you know I do.
No, you know what I like to see. You know what I like to see in Halo. Imagine Halo with the what was the engine called with what Shadow of Mordor used?
Oh,
The Nemesis
yeah,
engine.
yeah. The
Oh,
Nemesis
Nemesis,
engine.
yeah. But
that'd be crazy,
Asha, if you happen to just stroll on YouTube one day and you come on this and you just hit the exact moment in time, if you really want to throw a wrench at it all out of everything, what everybody expects out of Xbox, if you just want to do something that's out of the blue, hey id, go make a Halo game.
Yeah, bro.
Nobody would be expecting that except for me because I'm the one that just said it.
Yep. Although I
I also want to see a Halo Dome crossover too.
They should be leveraging that so much more and get out of under Epic and Unreal Engine. I'm not saying don't use it at all, but
I want
the
more
original
races. I
competitor.
want
It's not even
more
the
races.
competitor, it's the
want more
original,
races?
right?
I want more
race,
not racist.
Like,
I want more races. I want more
races.
aliens. I want more planets. I want more villains. I want more neutral. I want more,
You can't wait.
allies.
You want more races?
They should, they should have this universe like cracked open.
Yep. He's right. They should, but are they gonna? Apparently
because
not.
they got a fan. Well, you know what? They got a better shot now with someone who really doesn't understand Halo leading the charge.
What's Halo?
You want more racism? No, I didn't say racism, Gogo. I said racist.
Halo basically has the lore as deep as A Song of Ice and Fire. And my thing is even and see the thing is Microsoft, they said, oh, we're not monetizing our content, right? And my thing is you guys have all this IP. You realize you saw what the Fallout TV show did to the game. Start using alternative forms of media to promote your game. Get people back to being invested in these characters. Start being more creative. It's just so annoying to watch them constantly make the same fucking mistake over and over again.
And by the way, don't use the same 4 or 5 people as content creators. Open it up for other people that play your games.
Yeah,
I'm getting
bro.
tired of that, dude.
Especially the guys who were talking shit about you during your down days. Like,
Dude,
be petty.
That pissed me off. That
Petty
one time when
Murphy
they had
AF.
a show or something, and they have 4 creators. I'm like, I didn't even play it.
Yep.
They weren't even.
Yeah, that shit was annoying, bro.
Oh gosh.
That shit was too fucking annoying. I think the only person who Microsoft can truly count on is probably Paris. Because I mean he's probably the most objective fan who they have. I mean he tells them when they're doing shit, but Paris is someone who genuinely loves Xbox. But some of these other guys,
I think Paris loves gaming, although there's some people on this panel that doesn't really trust him. That's fine.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, there's reasons.
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like
You ought to go
like a
on.
clown to me.
With those guys.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the reason? Okay. What's the reason y'all don't trust Paris?
No, not on here.
I just want
not on here.
Oh no,
Not
no,
on
no,
here.
no, no,
Not on here.
no,
Okay.
no.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because we still like the homie. On top of all of that.
No, I do like
So,
Paris. I do like
yeah.
Paris. Yeah, but Halo. I will say this: as much as a lot of people don't like what's happening with Xbox, with what Asha's doing, as someone who actually, I think most of this panel, how many people got here? 5? Yeah, most of this panel's been laid off in the last 2 or 3 years. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, me. You,
Me.
Us 3.
Sick. Yeah.
I don't know,
So
but
that's
really,
most of the
he tries
panel.
all the time.
So
Oh,
I don't
really?
celebrate.
And this guy over here makes his own money.
Yeah, but he's been laying people off. That's a whole different animal.
He lays people off.
Yeah, but
He
he ain't
feels
happy
shitty
about
about
it.
it.
Trust me.
But they
And by
don't-
the way, he doesn't celebrate that. I've had plenty of
He
phone
feels
calls.
shitty
him
about it
calling
on
me.
top of
Yes,
that,
he
yeah.
does. Because
Yes,
I've
he
had
does.
many late nights where he called me after laying people
Yep.
off.
Yep.
I will say this. I understand what they're doing. I think there's pros and cons to it, but I understand it because, like I said last week, and Khalif asked a question. I even answered it. I know he didn't like the answer, and I told him you're not gonna like the answer. Like, he was like, with Xbox strategy, what's going to happen? And I said, well, they're going to shorten the windows to their main games and make money, and then you're going to start seeing a lot less of single A and double A games. Now,
Okay, let me tell you my problem with all of that, right? And yes, they had to do certain things, but this is my issue. For the past 5 years, they've been having quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter of growth, right? They made this purchase of ABK, right? Now she said that they had too many chiefs and not many Indians,
believe
right?
that.
That's fine. Okay, that's something that you had to trim that fat, right?
Yep.
But I
Yeah,
have a serious
And
problem.
even before you said that, and even before you said what you were saying, we talked about this fat needing to be trimmed from before the ABK deal was completed. And in hindsight, it makes me realize, dude, that fat was never trimmed when it should have been.
no.
Ages
And
ago.
by the way, I think, boy,
I don't
I'm for
I
bad takes
don't-
today that people are gonna get mad at.
Yeah, but my issue is I
what-
just think that they shouldn't have done.
Well-
Okay, here's my thing about it, right? Okay, you're saying that we're losing money, right? And I have a problem with that when every time I'm seeing you're making profit every fucking quarter. Okay? And then you're taking the success from Xbox and you're using it to fucking subsidize AI, which has been losing you money. You're taking resources away from Xbox, development teams away from Xbox, and you're dumping it into fucking AI. Copilot is not making any fucking money. At some point, you got to make a conscious decision. That's because we only use Copilot because it's included in fucking Office.
I think they're closer to that than the other FANG companies, though.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
reason.
I think they're closer to. I think they're closer to that decision than the other FANGs are.
They better be because honestly, right? Copilot is shit, bro. I'm gonna call it what it is, bro.
Really stupid.
You know,
it's
and the thing
really
is they had
a lot more than the other.
They had to jump on AI before everybody else when they had Cortana.
Which is the reason why they're closer to that decision than the other FANG companies, because they were the ones that would jump in the game first. Remember, tech companies just follow each other.
Yeah, they do.
And there was a video I sent you and Sick watched it, and basically it was line by line of conversations we've had in the past.
And now I follow that guy. Yeah.
And
that's how I follow him now. Yeah, he's line for line for the stuff we've been saying.
Go revenue doesn't mean anything. Not with AI.
No, it don't.
And by the way, you're talking about cyclical spending with Microsoft and those AI companies. That doesn't count. And I'll tell you,
it's all hot potato,
that's a cyclical spend, which is to me like a legalized scam. The problem with AI and the reason why is because it's not profitable, and it hasn't been profitable and hasn't shown any profit yet. And the reason why it's cyclical, why no one hasn't bumped yet, is because they're spending money and sending money back and forth to each other. Sooner or later, there has to be money that comes from outside that circle, and they haven't done it yet. So you can tell me that's revenue all you want. Don't mean shit, because it ain't making the money. In fact, they're losing money. And the reason why I know is because I work for one of their chief competitors that's doing the exact same thing. By the way, did you see what Amazon did the other day, Sheik?
No, I wasn't paying attention. What did they do?
They did a bond for $25 billion. They went and purchased more debt.
Jesus fucking Christ! You got to be kidding me, right?
Nope. You can look it up. Happened last week. These
Okay,
companies are spending themselves out of money and they're taking more debt.
Yeah, but yeah, and then this dipshit came and said he wants to offer the U.S. government. He needs the U.S. government to give he wants them to.
No. You better not bail out. You better not bail out OpenAI. You better let that thing fail.
Yeah, but you see, they had to cancel their IPO because they realized
they're not gonna do it, but they think they have money there.
Okay, anybody. Now here's the thing, right? Kieran, I sold my shit. Okay, I sold my shit. So I
understand the rationale, Gogo. I understand the rationale, Gogo. The problem is the rationale isn't realistic, and it never was.
No, but here's the thing about it. Anybody who bought SpaceX stock, you got fucked. Okay, I sold mine out. I exited at like 150 something. I exited at 150. I made a profit on mine, but fuck that shit. When I sat down and looked at the fact how much people lost, now it's back to below debut price. Everybody got fucked. Who bought it? You know,
you have Gogo. It's not realistic if there's no profit model for it.
That's
no one has shown no one has shown a profit model off of AI yet. There hasn't been a single one. OpenAI doesn't have it.
Except the Chinese.
Anthropic doesn't have it.
Except the Chinese. Because the Chinese are profiting the shit out of the sea dance right now.
Chinese is also not a free market government either.
They're making a profit.
They're
making a profit.
I'll take it back. I'll tell you back. There is one company that I can see is making a small profit off of it, but they're not making billions. It's that company that does all the proofreading for college kids, like my wife used. I forgot the name of it, but that's about it.
Yeah, but C-Dance is actually making a profit.
Here's
and that's why they sold TikTok. They wouldn't have sold TikTok until they had C-Dance ready. So that's the only thing that makes money, bro. People, if you can make they made AI a consumer fun product. That's why they're able to make money off of it. All these other type of stuff.
Dude, if you look, I would be very careful on NVIDIA, dude. I'd be
I told you all from the beginning, NVIDIA's market value is completely overhyped. Right now, in my opinion, and I said it before, I'll say it again. NVIDIA's market cap should be no more than 900 billion.
Well,
I'm being honest with y'all right now. There's no way Nvidia should not be worth $5 trillion. No fucking way.
And the manufacturers of the data centers right now, they're about to hit rocky things too.
Yeah.
There was an article that just came out today that at least 50% of all data center projects are now either being delayed or not happening, which, by the way, doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, they're not happening right now. You got guys.
It's not going to happen.
We have
because it's not making money. You're not going to spend all this money on computing space if you don't need it.
Well, listen,
I make a lot of money.
I'm going to be transparent. I've made a lot of money consulting these dumb fucks. Hey, yeah. I mean, I'm going to continue making money consulting these dumb fucks. If they're going to spend the money, I'm going to make it.
I understand. They're spending like drunken sailors, but they're not. They're promising stuff they cannot deliver. Even their own language has changed. Sam Altman doesn't talk about dystopia like he did. Now they're saying, oh, well, maybe it's not going to take all the white collar jobs after all. Yeah, because it doesn't work as well as you thought it would.
Well, you see all these companies now have to go back and admit. You see Ford had to go back and admit they made a mistake when they fired their engineers and realized the AI wasn't working. Bank of America realized they failed on it. So the fact is again,
I'm waiting for the great rehire.
There has to be legislation passed.
We were just talking
about legislation passed to protect jobs, bro. Yeah,
please, I need a job. Go ahead and rehire me.
Great rehire, yeah, that's gonna happen. We all know it.
Yeah, but I know the beauty of it is you're gonna make more money getting rehired than you would have on your numbers.
Because that's what Amazon tried to do with me, tried to bring me back on. I said, he just laid me off. What makes you think I'm going to go back getting the same pay? You got a sweetheart deal.
Yeah,
my value's going up, dude.
I was telling him straight up, listen, 5 years, guaranteed this. Yeah, I think 5 years. Boom. That's how I was done it.
Well, they had the nerve to tell they had the nerve to tell me, well, we're cutting it down to 3, so you'll be doing the work of 17. I'm like, no.
17 what?
Pay. 17 was 17, and they're like, "We'll bring in 3." Actually, I know what the plan was. We're bringing back 3 of you. The rest of the team is in India, and you're going to help. And I'm like, no, not for the same pay.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. You got to be out of your mind.
Not for the same pay. Like you guys had a sweetheart of a deal with me. I'm not coming back. Like that's where a lot of people mess up when they get laid off. Right? Is they think their value goes down, and I'm like, no, your value goes up.
That's correct. That's correct.
They're going to try to take advantage because
you have experience. See, all those young college kids who they're going to hire.
I have institutional knowledge. I have 9 years of institutional knowledge. So why would I not? Why would I expect to get paid lower?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm enjoying my time off. I'm not.
I'm just telling you guys now,
enjoying his whiskey or whatever he's drinking.
But something's about the. Yeah, we're gonna.
If I go somewhere else, if I go somewhere else that I don't have, what's that?
I said this downturn is almost there because notice that's why I said to you right when you saw OpenAI cancel their IPO, there was no more. SpaceX at least sucked all the liquidity out of the market. There's no more liquidity in this market, and let me show you what these guys have done. Right,
angry people about it too.
So what's happening is you're seeing now. This is the last bit that's going to come in right now. So there's a lot of Saudi and Emirati money that's now flowing over here, right? I'm seeing a lot of these guys looking to either purchase properties or they're buying a lot of small businesses and they're buying into businesses. You see a lot of loans that are now happening.
And you want to know why? Because we talked about this. For those that have money, it's going to be easy pickings because the prices are going to be down.
That's right. So I told all y'all, be as liquid as you can because you're going to see large. Bro, Kieran, in the last one, my two, I was looking at some ranches, right? Man, 3 of them went. One I was looking for, it was about $4.5 million. Things sold for 3.2, bro. I was like, motherfucker. I was watching. I wanted to wait till it go down, and I missed my chance. I was going to pull the trigger on it, and this fucking guy came and grabbed it right from under me, bro. And then there's another one I was watching. It was about 35 acres. It was going for about around 7.8, and it sold for 6.7 or something like that. So these guys are buying up every bit of ranch land you can find in Florida, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Hard drives to above a certain a capacity. Once you get into like anything above 8 terabytes in hard drives, like spinning rust, not SSDs, because the SSDs are all gone already because that's NAND. So now spinning rust hard drives are crazy expensive. And you know I need hard drives, for
I know you need hard drives, correct? Yeah.
Right. So I keep it, and I get manufactured recertified hard.
Right. Oh man. Yeah, shit's like I say, this bubble, it's gonna be tough. You see people defaulting on cars, people defaulting on credit cards. It's bad, bro.
Well, that has gotten more expensive, unfortunately. I don't think, even though Trump got his boy in there, I don't think they're going to be cutting interest rates anytime soon. He's even more hawkish than his predecessor is.
They can't because don't forget he still needs unanimous consent from the board. That's why Powell stayed on, bro. He can't do shit.
I don't think but if you actually read what he's said in the past, he doesn't want to do that. He's more hawkish. He's more hawkish on giving free money out than his predecessor is. Basically, I mean, if Trump wanted that interest rate down to 0, he picked the worst guy he possibly could. The guy's more of a hawk than Powell is.
Yeah, no, they can't. But here's the thing about it. How can you lower interest rates with inflation? So the minute you lower interest rates, inflation is going to go.
Our president wants to do that, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you and I both.
Why he bankrupted 2 fucking casinos, right?
I understand that, but there's a reason why he wants to do that, because he wants people to be able to pull more loans, and it's like people don't want to pull more loans. You know how many houses I have? I have 4 or 5 houses right now in my neighborhood that've been sitting around for a year. They're all like 600,000.
Yeah, because bro, the market is that way, bro. You literally, bro. I'm telling you, right? That's why I told Kieran I was watching these ranches, right? Because I'm gonna be buying up a bunch of ranch land. Because bro, when you see this bubble hit, right? I'm gonna say this to you guys right now. Persons with money, they're building bunkers, right, in Florida. The reason they're looking at, because they know, bro, you driving around in a fucking fancy car, dudes are gonna shoot your ass, bro.
That's the worst state. That's the worst state to build a bunker in is Florida.
No, I mean, it depends. It depends on where you are. If you're in Miami, then you get fucking flooded. But
I'm
no, man, you can build a bunker in Florida.
You're built on a swamp, and you're gonna build a bunker.
Go
get a mountain somewhere. Go to a mountain.
I'm gonna build my bunker in the Everglades.
I'm gonna build it in Washington D.C. What could happen?
Listen, bro, you gotta. I'm telling you right now, this thing is gonna be bad.
No. I believe you. I believe
I don't even have. I don't even have
people building bunkers. It just proves to me that you don't have to be stupid to lose money, and you don't have to be smart to make money. You don't. It is what it is. And I believe you that there's some rich stupid people building bunkers in the swamps.
No, but what I'm saying is the reason why they're doing it, because they understand, right? I want to think about this, right? You see these people burning down warehouses. You see them, people becoming a lot more angry. These guys are going crazy, bro. Shit's getting out of hand. So at this point in time, right, I've even started looking around and saying, listen, a lot of things that I have, I started selling a lot of my cars away, because I'm like, bro, I don't want to be driving around in something fancy, and then people are hurting, they come and they pull up on me and fucking shoot me because they're like, oh, you're fucking doing good, and I'm doing bad.
I mean, that could happen. Go.
I don't really think about that, bro. I'm not playing around with that.
Go. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with AI is going to make it even difficult for Anthropic and OpenAI, right? So right now, OpenAI and Anthropic can name their price on their tokens, right? Which is a problem because Microsoft is funny. I'm sure you heard this, Sheik, where the executives told everybody, okay, calm it down on the AI writing emails. We can't afford it. We're spending too much money doing that shit. So they're like, write your own emails now. Anyways.
Oh, that's what they did?
Yeah, so they're now limiting AI for only like high development stuff because they've overspent AI tokens. Anyways, and they're not the only ones. Amazon, I heard the same thing with Amazon.
Emails.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is this, Gogo. Right now, OpenAI and Anthropic can pretty much name their own price within contract reasons as far as how much their tokens go. That's not going to last, because what's going to end up happening is when, with the amount of money that they're spending on their yearly capex, and if the return's not going to come back, what FANGs do very well is they start putting the pressure on the negotiations, and what's going to end up happening is that. And you're starting to see it with Microsoft. They're going to start doing more in-house AI. They're not going to rely on OpenAI and third party. They're going to start doing more of their stuff in-house because it's cheaper. It always is, because they realize, hey, why am I spending 170 billion here when I could spend 170 billion inside my own place and build it? And what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a flip. And then what it's going to be is you're going to have Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, and anybody else who's using these third parties are going to go to OpenAI and Anthropic, and they're going to say, we are only going to pay this amount. And if you don't like it, hit the bricks. And that's what's going to make it even harder for these companies to make a profit, because they're spending too much money on their own end doing it. That's the reason why I'm not bullish on the AI market, because all from a consumer point of view, like high development, there's some keys there, but that's mostly going to be done in-house. I'm looking for what's going to happen on the consumer end. And the only thing I'm seeing for most like mom and pa's or just average Joes is AI going to be used just as a better search engine. And that's it. And that's not going to make them money, especially when they can't even call their own prices anymore. And that's what's going to happen. A lot of people are not talking about that because a lot of people don't see it. They don't have a vision of what's happening. They don't have I have a good talent for seeing things happening, and there's few people like me, but there isn't that many people that are loud about it. And videos that I sent to Sick and all them was the exact same thing of what they're talking about. AI problems right now is the exact same things that I said over a year ago. And I know these FANG companies because I worked for them, and I know how they negotiate. Sooner or later, they're going to turn it on OpenAI. Says, we're not paying you that anymore. You're going to pay either our prices, you're going to get out. And they have nothing. And OpenAI will have no choice but to pay the paltry amount that they're going to negotiate.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it. OpenAI doesn't even own their own servers, bro.
No,
that's the thing about it. They don't own fucking servers or nothing.
And what's killing OpenAI right now, if you look at, so the goal of these companies, like you said earlier, even though it's going to be hard, is they want to do their IPO. The only way, or the safest way for them to bring up market value for their IPO is to buy IPs. Out of all the AI companies, Anthropic and all that, OpenAI is the worst on buying up IPs. And a lot of these tech companies, which was in the video that I posted to, they're also starting to realize they're worried about they're going to get their IP stolen by working with OpenAI and all that. So right now there's a little bit of friction there as well. So if you're not buying IPs, you don't own anything, and your IPO is not going to be worth as much. With SpaceX, even though it was overvaluated big time, at least you can say, well, we own these rockets, we own this property, we own these platforms. There's something tangible. With OpenAI, it's a software, but they need something tangible. And
you realize Google is the only one that's seen its value. I mean, quadruple since like their AI started moving.
Well, they're the ones that are ahead of the game internally. Yeah, Amazon is the worst, by the way. Amazon's going to take it on. They're going to take a thumping. And the reason why they went with OpenAI and Microsoft, and it was smart, because you remember when I told you, I said this could end up with a really bad lawsuit between Amazon, OpenAI, and Microsoft, because really OpenAI broke the agreement because they were supposed to be exclusivity, but Microsoft actually did something smart. Instead of spending billions of dollars on a lawsuit that's going to be funded between Apple and Microsoft with OpenAI in the middle, Microsoft's like, we're just going to renegotiate the contract and make it non-exclusive, which is good for them because they can ease off on OpenAI in the future. It gives them a,
and that's why they started. and that's why they started investing in Anthropic. I thought my thing is they should have bought Anthropic 2 years ago, and had they done that, they would have been further ahead. That was the dumbest decision they never made. And there's so many. And that's why I sit down and I said, there's so many things Microsoft could have done. And they always say, oh, we have a public relations problem, right? Here's the thing about it. Apple owns its own media company. Amazon has its own media company. Sony has its own fucking media company. You're the only one that doesn't have a fucking media company. Google has its own media company. You're the only one that don't have a media company. You're wondering why you can't control the fucking narrative when someone else is writing it for you.
Anyways.
I'm fucking crazy, bro.
Six in chat. Six in chat goes internet issue, still figuring it out. And I said, hurry up and log back on AOL online. Six.
Oh man, you know the people that still fucking use that shit.
They do.
I thought they shut that down.
No,
they still got that. They still use the email. Sorry, they still email.
They don't have the online, but they were giving out those free discs like into the 2000s.
I remember that though.
For AOL. Like I worked at CompUSA like in 2006, and they were still giving out discs.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think the last disc they gave it was 2008. I think that was it, and because that's when Huffington Post bought them. I think.
Gogo, I'm not trying to pass validations. The problem I have is I'm one voice versus 1,500 people telling me that AI is going to change everything, and it's not. And it's so exhausting when I have to explain this out like someone's a child, and you're not a child. I have more respect for you, Gogo. I really do. But the fact of the matter is I have 100,000. I am a one voicer when it comes to this. No, there are a lot of people agree with me for the wrong reasons. They agree with me because they're afraid of losing their jobs. I've already lost mine. So
he's like, mine's already.
I have nothing to lose. The reason why I'm telling you the technical reasons on why it isn't, the business reasons of why it isn't. And the fact of the matter is I have billionaires that are voicing an army of techno bros that don't know what they're talking about, yelling at people like me and the people that are like AI is all like the same thing. Hey, Sheik, when SpaceX was doing its IPO, how many techno bros were out there just pumping this shit out and didn't even realize they're getting their asses handed to them?
Bro, so much of them, bro. Like I said, as long as there's a sucker, I'm going to make money off them. That's how I look at it.
I'm not a billionaire.
These guys are idiots. These guys are idiots.
The billionaires are telling you something that isn't true.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Yeah,
I'm one of a few voices that are telling you the business reason. Like I'm going up against my former CEO Jassy, and I'm telling you what Jassy's saying is complete bullshit, and I'm the one that worked for him.
You're right about it. Because okay, let's look at it, right? And here's why I kept telling people SpaceX was a scam, right? Explain to me how a company that's only making $19 billion a year had $4.6 billion in losses last year, had $4.7 billion in losses this year, was valued at $3 trillion. Explain that. How the fuck do you even reconcile that? And these guys are there buying up the shit. Oh, because it's Elon. Elon is a fucking con artist. Let's call it what it is. Just like Sam Altman, con artist. Okay, AI is the biggest scam there is since Enron. These guys are literally selling you shit and telling you, oh, it's a nugget of gold. No, it's shit. This is what it is. There's no business fundamental for AI, and there's no business fundamental for SpaceX. There's none. We're not going to fucking Mars. We're not going to be colonizing Mars.
I don't buy stuff. I don't buy stock because I like somebody. And that's what I don't understand about this market is because we're overinflating something where the fundamentals don't make much sense because we like somebody. And I don't understand the fascination with someone that's a billionaire when you're broke as hell.
Yeah, because you know why? Because
they think we're going to be a billionaire someday, Sheik. So they must
that's what it is, right? They think that, but here's another problem, right? We lost critical thinking after our generation. our generation was the last generation of critical thinkers, and even then, there's a small slither of our generation that are fucking critical thinkers, because the majority of people are fucking morons. They follow hype. Everything is just about being consumers. Yeah, I want to be you're not gonna be a billionaire. Just face that. Okay, I would like to fucking be a billionaire, but I know how fucking difficult it is for me to even be a fucking billionaire. Like, people gotta realize, right?
I don't even want to be a billionaire.
A billionaire
I'd
is
just be happy. I'd just be happy with a multi-million.
Right? No, think about it. Right? A billionaire is 1,000 million, right? This dude became a trillionaire. Like,
That's
think about that.
For 10 minutes. For
Okay,
10 minutes.
this dude literally had enough money as the fucking GDP of Illinois. Think about that. As a fucking U.S. state, he had that fucking GDP.
And I don't know.
That's crazy.
I don't know why we celebrate that.
Right? Why would we celebrate that? Because if you're gonna celebrate someone being a trillionaire, right, and then we have a poverty level that approached 25%, there's something fundamentally wrong with that. It's something fundamentally wrong when right now, right, we're about to pass a defense budget for $1.67 trillion. We're going to spend $1.67 trillion on defense, and you got people out there losing their jobs. People could barely afford groceries. I said as someone, no, but see, but Kieran, no, it angers me because, like I said, right, and I said people say, right, yeah, I have means, right, it doesn't affect me that much, but at the end of the day, right, if everybody is hurting, eventually I'm going to hurt too.
No, I know. What bothers me, here's what bothers me, okay? And yeah, I'm a little bit salty. I helped a company, and I'm not saying it's me, myself, and I. There was a wave of people of us in Amazon that got laid off. And they're still getting laid off. I was there for almost 9 years. And I think I've said this before on this podcast before. In those 9 years, that company has grown 8 times in market cap.
Well, you being modest, that's more than 8 times.
Eight times. No, I mean from when I was hired, it was like 400 billion. No, it was 300 and something billion.
Yeah.
And when I left, it was about 2.2 trillion. So it was almost 8 times. That company will never see that much growth in a short time. In the next 8 or 9 years, there will never be. And what ticks me off is you have executives in that company saying, they're telling investors, we will see unprecedented growth. We can't tell you when, we can't tell you how, we're not telling you where, but we must spend this money because you will see unprecedented growth from this investment. And my response to that is, response to that is, in order for you for the next 9 years to make 8 times what you're worth, your market cap has to be, what's 9 years from now? 2035. Amazon has to be worth $12 trillion.
Yeah, and that's why that is so. But that's why I said that these valuations are absurd. But okay, let's look at it, right? When I ask people, right, which company makes the most revenue in the world, right? They'll say, oh, Apple. No, it's not. The most revenue is fucking Walmart. Walmart makes $600 billion a year.
Yep.
And isn't even worth what these fucking companies are worth. And you have to ask the question, how do we justify these values?
No, I mean,
these guys are booking, but that's the thing, right, Kieran, they're booking future earnings as if they already arrived. That's what's happening on Wall Street right now.
How old is SpaceX? How old is SpaceX?
About 12 years old now, I think. Give or take.
So right now, it took SpaceX 12 years to reach the market cap of Amazon, and it doesn't even make a profit.
Boom! That's my point. How do you justify that?
Amazon makes a profit. It didn't at first,
but
it
see,
did
this
after
is why
year 8, year 9.
This is why we need Wall Street reform, right? Because this is a fucking scam, bro. It's a scam. There's no way you could. Again, we said after Enron, never again we're going to allow a company to use mark-to-market accounting to book future earnings to boost the stock price. And here we are, literally 20-something years later, doing the same shit.
And by the way, the problem I have with it is, and it's not even me. Like I'm 47, so I'm at a different stage of my life. But if you're young, yeah, well, I am. But I mean, I'm for money and all that. I look. I have a house. I'm able to pay off my bills. I don't have hardly any debt. I'm doing okay. I've invested well. I'm doing fine. What I feel for is my sons who are 20, 24, and the one is about to turn 10 in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 1 week, actually 1 week. I mean, the young people are not going to be able to invest because prices are out of whack, and they're going to end up losing.
They won't be able to buy land.
They're going to end up losing money. They're going to end up losing money because it's going to come back and bite you. The fundamentals always wins in the end. Always. It's like what they say in Vegas, the house always wins.
Mm-hmm.
The fundamentals always win in the end.
Yep.
Unless you're a day trader and you could buy SpaceX and pull it out within hours, good luck to you.
Yeah, right now that's why what I'm doing is that I'm buying a large homestead. I'm telling my kids, listen, you all go in the backyard, you pick up your plot, and you build your house there. I can't have my kids going and working in this fucking environment. I'm not going to do that to them. Like, I literally have to protect this next generation because honestly, right, the generation before us failed us. The boomers fucked us. They fucked everybody.
Yeah, they did pretty good on games though.
Yeah, they did.
They did pretty good on games.
Yeah.
I will go back to games. Did you all see that tweet about because the media is going nuts with Microsoft, and that isn't surprising, especially when there's bad Xbox or bad PlayStation news. Did you see where people were shocked? First of all, it's not accurate. I'll put it out there anyways, and it's missing context. But the tweet was revenue from Minecraft is paying for Xbox businesses and has been for years. And I tweeted, I was like, yeah, that's what typically happens when you have a cash cow video game. They usually fund the other business. Like, wait till you find out what Fortnite does for the rest of Epic.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So here's the thing about it, right? Yeah, Minecraft did that, right? But
it wasn't the only thing. By the way,
exactly, it wasn't the only thing, right?
It's not accurate because it's not the only thing that funded the business.
Thank you, but that's simple, right?
Yeah.
Candy Crush makes more fucking money than the Minecraft does. Way more money than Candy
you
Crush.
Have to understand, but you have to understand what Candy Crush and Minecraft are. They're games with very little cost.
Yes.
Like outside a upping in the engine that they had a few years ago. To run Minecraft is not expensive in the grand scheme of things, and you're making much more money. And the same thing for Candy Crush. Candy Crush is what, 20 years old, 25 years old now?
Jeez. You want to know something crazy?
They don't make that. The cost is low.
Look, Candy Crush ain't that old, bro.
Why do we care that Microsoft games to fund their games?
I don't know why they're shaming anyways. I'm just like, it's funny because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, because they got to pay rent. They got to pay rent. They got to pay rent.
But it doesn't matter.
You got to pay rent.
But it doesn't even matter. Like you could take it out of gaming and put it at any industry. You're a business owner, Sheik.
Right.
If you have a small business and you hit it big on product A, and product A is making you a ton of revenue, even more than what you need to pay the bills, and you decide, hey, I'm going to invest a lot of this into product B. Hopefully, we could double down and hit two winners.
My biggest revenue is consulting fees right now, right? Like that's funding almost every fucking thing I'm doing right now, right? I shut down my construction company. I shut that shit down. I shut down cabinet business. That shut down.
Yeah.
What else? A couple of things I shut down this year, right? Well, we downsized to trucking. We moved more into dispatching. So it's like, yeah, there's always okay. If we use that example, right? iPhone fucking funds the majority of Apple's products. PlayStation funds the majority. PlayStation consoles fund the majority of PlayStation.
I'm just
stupid the shit they're talking about.
No,
right?
but again, I'm just amazed.
PlayStation funds the majority of Sony. You meant, yeah,
exactly.
The lack of the lack of knowledge in business. And by the way, Destin was one of the guys that was posting about it, like, "Oh my God, it's really worse than we thought," and we're like, "Oh."
But
Destin.
see, this is why I say what I say. This is why I say what I say about him, right?
Hold on, real quick, and then I'll shut up. The real reason I asked that question,
Yeah.
because we're acting like Microsoft doesn't own these games. When PlayStation sent Jim Ryan to tell everybody in the world that they depend on Call of Duty to fund their first.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
And so why are we making it seem like it's a bad thing that Microsoft's using?
Because
they gotta fuel that, you know,
because Microsoft, exactly right. Talking bad about Microsoft makes money. These guys are just hoes, bro. That's all they are, a bunch of hoes.
Now I will say this. And this goes back to some of my takes that I may get flack for. When it comes, I think as much as we want to praise Phil Spencer, I've always kept it a buck, and I said that there's criticism where it's needed. Realist, you hit it on the net. You had that Xbox is going to stop with its art projects. This is where having someone like Asha, who is not a developer, maybe, and who's probably more business sound than even Phil Spencer is, because Phil Spencer was and Phil Spencer was a developer. So Phil Spencer has a soft spot in his heart for those small games, the art projects and all that, where Asha doesn't have that affinity. And so she's like, and why are we making this? Why are we making this game if it's not making anything again? Why are we doing a sequel to it?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about it, right? You're in an environment where you literally have about 4 IPs, right, that can cover all of your costs and losses, right, for those games, and you're still making a profit at the end of the day. Their problem is that they want to make a massive fucking right, and that's the thing about it. It comes to the point where greed and bean counters just fuck everything over. At the end of the day, right? Yeah, not all games. It's just like the movie industry, right? Like Disney. Not all movies are gonna make money, but you still make them. The fact is, not all games are gonna make money, but still fucking make them.
Right. Here's another even more simple way to say it, right? The greed that lends you to start fucking up everything leaves you with no money at all.
Exactly. At some point, the bullshit has to stop.
But they don't even hide it anymore. I mean, PlayStation didn't hide it on their investor call.
They are.
I know.
That's how
PlayStation's like, I mean,
I'm dumb as fuck.
I'm sorry, but if you're, this is where I got into it with PlayStation guys, and I put a tongue-in-cheek Twitter thing, and I said, okay, like it started out with Black Viking, because when Jason Schreier came out,
their tongue is up Sony's cheese.
And I was like, and I'm like, okay. I mean, like I went off of Black Viking, and I said, okay, Sony, Sony fanboys, what are you gonna do? Because if you really value physical like this, there's only one choice to be done. And one guy challenged me, goes, what choice is there? Don't buy their product.
That's it.
Well, where else are we going to go? Well, if you're a game, if you're already first of all, if you bought digital, you've already made your mind up. You didn't value physical. But if you are a physical collector, what I would tell you, you're not going to like. There is no alternative. Yeah,
not even Nintendo.
But even Nintendo, yeah, if you think Nintendo ain't gonna be like this in 5 to 10 years, you're crazy. It'll be exactly like
they already are now. But
they're already there now. They're giving you a fucking code on a chip.
They're bricking devices if you look at them left.
Yep.
In the wrong way.
Yep.
They bricking devices.
Yeah. That's nothing new either. That's not even new.
No,
they did the last gen and the gen before.
They didn't even wait.
They started that before everybody else.
No, I know that. I understand that, but the paint was still wet on those Switch 2s, and they were bricking them after people were trying to
Switch 1s, Wii's, Wii U's,
right.
Bro.
So,
they do that.
Yeah.
The 3DS.
So yeah. So my thing is that when when you're looking at a company who's openly told their investors, we basically, they said we can't grow anymore, which is, they're right, because they haven't been growing, and they haven't. That they said that MAUs is not going to be I forgot what the words. I'm paraphrasing. Like their MAUs isn't going to increase or something like that, and they're going to look to maximize on the people that they have, maximize as much money from them as possible. That's their words.
Yikes.
I mean, they're not even hiding it anymore, Sheik. It used to be you can corporate speak around it and all that. Well, there's what they would say, Sheik. Remember this? Well, we think there's some opportunities for us to, to accelerate the revenue, on this product right here,
Revenue
which is
stream.
code word is we're going to, exactly. Which is code words, we're going to jack the prices on you.
Yeah, that's all it boils down to, bro. But at the end of the day, like I told you at the beginning, the bean count is one. And I've hated Microsoft from 2013 up until 2022 was innovating and hitting on every fucking cylinder. The minute I saw Panos left, I said, yeah, we're fucked.
Panos Pene, yeah.
I said, we're fucked. That was it.
With Amazon now.
Yeah, that's
Amazon,
it. Because the innovation stopped, bro. They stopped innovating on Surface.
I haven't seen the return off of that
everything
yet,
else.
though. I don't know what he's doing over there. I haven't seen the return.
Because the same fucking bean counters that left Microsoft, some of them went to y'all too.
Because
Amazon doesn't have
and fucking up his shit now over there now.
Yeah, because Amazon doesn't have any money. They're selling bonds for more debt. 25.
But that's crazy, bro. The fact they selling fucking bonds is crazy. Yeah, what the fuck's going on my TV? Huh?
Dude, it's like that because when you're spending $200 billion in capex, that's crazy, man.
Bro, y'all remember when companies were worth $200 billion? When ExxonMobil was $400 billion, you're like, Jesus, $400 billion, that's crazy. Like, look at that. When Microsoft hit $600 billion, oh my God, that's insane. Now, dude spending $200 billion.
Who was the first trillion? Was it Google?
They spend that much
No,
on something.
Apple was the first one.
Apple was the first. Okay, so Apple beat them. Okay, all right.
Yeah, then it was Amazon, and then it was Microsoft.
Amazon beat them to $1 trillion first.
Yeah, Amazon beat Microsoft, and then I think Amazon was the first $2 trillion.
I thought Amazon followed. I thought Amazon.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. Microsoft was number 3. Okay. Microsoft was the first to hit 3. Microsoft was the first to hit 3 trillion. Microsoft was the first to 3 trillion.
Well, Amazon's never hit 3 trillion, so there you go.
I'll tell you right now.
Oh, right. Microsoft was first to 3. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, Microsoft's the first to 3.
Nvidia is right now where? 4?
No, Nvidia hit 5, bro. Nvidia hit 5 at the. Yeah.
Good Lord.
When you want to say overinflated, goddamn, but also not at the same time to keep it a buck, right?
No, but
everybody's buying their shit, and I'm not saying they aren't, but at the same time, everybody's buying their.
No, everybody's pledged to buy. No, pledged to buy. Don't say buy because pledged to buy because they are.
Yeah, but
they're
you get what I'm
future
saying,
sales
though.
as if it was
what I'm
purchased.
saying, though.
Yeah,
but you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like their shit is in demand. It's not like some made up. It's like, yeah, I want to buy it. You don't have it right now.
Sick. The shit's made up, bro. It's like sick. It's like when Enron was saying that we built this fucking power plant, right? And it's operating, and the power plant foundation wasn't even in the ground. That's what fucking Nvidia is doing right now. The same shit. Remember the fucking power plant and Mercedes building in Texas, right before they went bankrupt. Said, it's $100 billion plan, and it's going to be generating this amount of energy. Nothing was fucking in the ground. That's what Nvidia is doing right now.
Wish we had it. We need it. Our power grid is questionable.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling y'all, bro, this shit when this bubble hit, boy, it can be bad.
You thought the tech bubble was bad.
Well, I mean,
other bubbles were bad.
I mean, first of all, tech is already in a recession. And video games is in a recession. The industry is in a recession. It is shrinking, not growing. So what I'm worried about, at least with gaming, is a crash. That's what I'm worried about. And
people have been talking about that shit since before the turn of the century. Trust you me. Trust you me. There's a dude who's recently been on YouTube, right? But he was back in the day of Real Player, Monroe World. Okay, if anybody before podcasts Okay, before there was an iPod, literally before the turn of the century, this dude
Yeah, Real
was
Player
doing
was the
video
shit,
game
bro.
shows,
Yeah,
right?
But
Mhm.
He was doing net shows about this stuff.
but there's doomsayers that have been doomsaying every single year and all
No,
that.
no, no. But my point about that to
right.
say is like, there's always wild shit happening, and I'm not discounting the concept that it may happen this time finally, right? Because now more than ever, truly, I get that. What I'm saying is, right? There's always just some talk to be had from people who don't know better, right? Because they think they really understand what it means for a crash to happen, a proper crash to happen. That is not good. That's not even what happened in '83. What they always like to bring up, the crash in 1983 was not a fucking crash. That was only a crash for consoles and Atari and shit like that. But then mini PCs, Commodore 64s, Apple IIs, all that mother shits, them shits blew up. That's where people went. And a lot of people didn't even notice. They just weren't buying new video games because the industry was so new still that you could play, you know, a catalog of shit you owned for years before you get something else new. Or maybe you forgot what it was like when you was a kid and you only got one new game a year, if that, right?
What scares me about this and why I'm as pessimistic is because there's always something that can keep them afloat. Like there's either is a new tech,
something to delay it or whatever,
something to get excited about. We're talking about an industry that's probably going to have 4-digit consoles.
Yeah.
And computer components are not going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
That's not saying that you can be a savvy shopper.
Okay, so who's going to buy it? Who's going to buy it?
That's my point.
There you go.
I mean, I am not happy when I say that PlayStation, and I'm being optimistic when I say 60, that PlayStation isn't going to sell more than 60 million consoles. That's not a good thing for the industry at all. When I say that Xbox, if they're lucky, 15 to 20, I'm not excited about that at all.
Not at all.
Like I'm not one of these that PlayStation is dead.
Okay, how much? Okay, right? Dead. They sold 90 million consoles, right? 93. Now how much? Now how much of those was PS5 Pros? How much PS5 Pros do you think they sold?
Not many.
Okay, right. All right.
I don't even think maybe they sold 1 million. I'd be shocked if they sold more than that.
Okay, right. So then ask yourself the question, right?
Yeah.
If they could barely move that, you really think they're going to be able to move this? So what's going to end up happening is people are going to continue to buy remember how they were continuing to buy the PS4 even while the PS5 was selling? That's what's going to happen.
This is going to be the longest generation
like
on record.
PS2 to the PS3, right? Same thing.
This will be I think this will be the longest generation on record because
saying it should be.
Let me say this, right?
Rush to make this one
there are people saying, because I remember Khalil was saying, oh, they should bring it out. And I kept telling people, no, if you're going to delay it. It's, it's going to cost more than R&D, bro. You could take a loss in R&D and you could say, listen, we're going to pivot in another direction. Why would you continue?
Yeah, what I don't like
that's going to cost you more money.
What I don't like is the people pushing back and saying, well, there's contracts. And I'm like, dude, contracts get renegotiated all the time.
Yeah,
but if they already start to tap out chips and stuff, then it's a problem.
But I don't think they've.
Because let me tell you how you got the contract. If you raise the component price to me when I agreed on the price of this and you fuck me and you raise the price, no, fuck you. I'm canceling that contract and I have a right to do that because you didn't uphold your bargain. I agreed to buy at this price. So how are you going to raise the price on me?
I don't think they've started production on the Helix yet either. I don't think they've started the production on the PS6 either. I don't think
they haven't. They really haven't.
Just the chip. The rest of the system, no. But I think
the
chips
they may be trying to they may be scrounging up components and all that, but that isn't the same thing as actually putting it together.
Oh no, not putting it together. They start to build these chips way early before.
I agree.
Of combination of the rest of the system, right?
I agree.
And it's highly likely they're already past that point though with the chips. If it's that, then yeah. Otherwise, I agree with y'all. Don't think I'm disagreeing with y'all.
No. What I said on average, it usually takes about 12 to 16 months before a production line is fully developed before they start manufacturing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes longer, depending on what it is and
Right.
or where you're producing it at. Because you also got to realize you're also dealing with local codes, ordinances, everything else. Like you got to deal with that shit too. So, and if there's any political strife in
All
those
that.
countries, it might delay it as well. So you have to be careful, so it takes a good bit of planning before you start putting the line and flipping the switch on and saying yay and start mass producing these things. It's just I don't. I'm trying to put on my optimistic hat on, and I'm like, what is out there in the next gen that everybody's going to be super excited that could save the industry?
Right.
And I can't think of anything.
Yeah, there's really not much.
And
They
I
have
mean,
to take the
last
easiest
year,
delay.
Spec bumps all the time. That's all we get.
last year or last gen, it was COVID, and even though it wasn't something to celebrate, it ended up probably saving them this generation because PlayStation wouldn't have sold 93 million without COVID. It would have been lower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and there's pros and cons of that because also that's
Oh, yeah.
contributed to inflation and all that other stuff as well. So it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of something positive, and I'm like, $1,000 console ain't it, boys? $1,500
No, it's not.
Helix ain't that?
No, it's not.
No, sir.
I don't know right now, right? None of those consoles are going to be sold for less than $1,100.
I think Helix could be around 14, 15, dude.
Easily. It's not going to be cheap. I don't care what
And I
anyone
don't
coming in trying to tell you that it's going to be.
And you guys don't mean because of ramp apocalypse, just generally. Even before this whole ramp apocalypse started, we already were theorizing these things.
So I was under the impression that Xbox was going to go after the premium video game audience,
but it wasn't going to be that. It was going to be maybe 800, not at that level.
That price,
right?
No,
that's not the prices that they thought. But nobody did. Ask Valve about that.
and I'm looking at the business model for PlayStation that relies heavily on hardware sales, that relies on third party more than they ever had. And I love it when people, well, they've always relied on third party. Not like this. Not like this.
Not at all.
I mean, you're correct. PlayStation 1, I was there. Half of y'all weren't.
Yeah, PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1 third party was their driver.
They did rely on third party.
Yeah.
But they didn't rely on third party like this. Like where they're barely making any first party games. No. And you're talking about
Go's asking would it cut sales to half of current? Yeah, it's gonna be. Here's the thing you gotta understand, Go. I want you to sit down and think about this, right? If prices continue to go up and the average person can't afford to buy it, you're gonna sell less of it. I mean, not many people can afford to buy those consoles. I mean, you sit down and you think about it, right? A little kid said, "Oh, mommy, I want a PlayStation 5. I want a PlayStation 6. I want a new Xbox." She's gonna look at that price and be like, "Are you fucking crazy?"
To buy their kid $1,000
Now it's a
console.
luxury item.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So and that's why the only thing that's gonna work is these companies are gonna have to either subsidize the console like a phone,
which is
the way how a phone works. You're gonna have to do that. And well, Go, you're asking by how much? All right, we're gonna break it down from a business perspective,
but
right?
They want to complain about low sales, hardware sales.
And Google Poe is the homie.
Right.
He follows us for a long time. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? If you're gonna subsidize it like the phone, right? You do it like how when Apple first launched the iPhone, they realized that people wouldn't be able to afford $4.99, so they went to AT&T said, "We want you to partner with us, right?" So you spent $99 and you got the phone, right? And you had to sign a 2-year contract, right? So Microsoft is gonna have to either do something that where they either partner with one of the phone companies or they do it themselves. And they say, "Look, you come to us, you pay $99 for the lower version of it, and you pay $199 for the higher version, and then you stay with us for 2 years and you pay this amount a month, and it comes with Game Pass, right?" They're gonna have to use Game Pass to subsidize the console. That's the only way it's gonna work. Other than that, it's going to fail. There's no way they can sell a console for $1,500 or $1,400 and expect to get mass adoption of
because
that.
Otherwise, that system got a sucky give me a massage at night,
Well,
some shit. Like,
well,
you
at
gotta
that
do way
point-
more than like, you know, we're expecting out of these things.
Well,
Like,
at
they gotta
that-
do
at
something
that
way
point-
extra.
At
to
that
validate
at that
it.
point, you don't have an advantage over PC, and you could like,
No.
why don't I just buy a small form PC
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
price, and I can get more out of it?
Yep.
Or if I'm gonna spend a lot of money, let me spend more and get a super duper PC,
Super
and then
duper.
really,
Yeah,
super
but yeah,
duper.
yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
but
and
sick,
then
right?
really end
But
that
sick.
conversation. You know,
Yeah, but sick,
some
right?
people will choose that.
Yeah, but if the component prices are high, you're gonna spend fucking the same thing. I mean, think about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What is it gonna
Yeah.
cost you to buy RAM right now?
So,
What is it gonna cost you to buy the hard drive?
Oh
What is
yeah,
it gonna
that's
cost
what
you
I
to buy
was
the
talking
motherboard?
about. Yeah, that's what I was talking about when it dropped, right? I was talking about hard drives, right? Okay, forget RAM. We know about RAM and also NAND flash because that's all the same type of manufacturing. The point that I was making when I lost connection was hard drives, which they don't even really use it in high grade enterprise like that anymore, right? When you're talking about the servers that run Netflix and stuff, that's on
Right.
like SSDs, right? Because
Right.
the data has to come a lot faster than that, right? But when it comes to like archiving mass amounts of data that you still access from time to time, that's spinning hard drives still, and
Mhm.
that still the prices are going ridiculous. And you know my need for hard drives, and I usually buy
Okay, sick.
manufacturer
Let's look back at
certified
what.
ones.
Right,
So,
but let's look at
That's
what
the
Goal
point
is
I'm
saying, right?
making. So the costs are ridiculous because in that
Sony
vein,
will wait first.
so it affects
Microsoft to make their
everything. So
move.
what you're saying is true,
Yeah,
like the counter,
Sony.
or what you're saying to counter what I'm saying, that kills everything for everybody. Like
Yeah,
when
it
this
kills it for everybody. It's not
thing
gonna-
first
it's gonna work.
started, yeah, all the console dudes were like, "Ha ha, you PC guys are gonna get it," and PC guys were like, "Y'all dudes is next in 2 weeks." Now look at
Listen,
us.
Goal, I'm gonna
here's-
tell you right now, right? Sony themselves and the investor conference, right? A lot of investors were questioning how this is going to work. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you right now, right? They cannot sell that console for less than $1,000. As a matter of fact, they can't sell that for less than $1,400. I don't care. Right now, the way component prices are, unless component prices come down dramatically, there's no way a PlayStation 6 or Xbox is going to cost less than $1,200, $1,400. No way less than that. And
Here's the other problem. Here's
Then
the
I'm
other problem,
done.
and
I'm done.
it isn't even. I mean, the price is bad enough, but when we talk about gaming is all about impulse buying. It's not
Yeah.
strategic. It's all impulse buying. Every time you see, like, I'll use my brother Sheik, $100 for Ultimate, got it. Put it on the card. Boom. That's an impulse buy.
He doesn't do that
That
as much
isn't
anymore.
you ain't doing that with these games, because here's what I tell people all the time. They're like, well, so what? So we don't sell as many consoles. Okay. They still want to make their money. So if they can't sell the hardware,
okay.
what are they
Yeah, they
going to
can
do
sell
to the
the software, but-
software?
Yeah, but Kieran, but watch this, right? Xbox could afford to sell less consoles, right? Because their software is where they make their money. PlayStation can't afford to do that. At least 40% of PlayStation's revenue comes from console sales. If
Yep.
PlayStation loses console sales, their whole business
They're proper
model
fucked.
falls apart.
No
Completely
no
falls
reach
apart.
around, no sweet nothings in the ear.
Oh, not a
Literally,
Go,
that's straight rape.
Go, I'm with
Straight
you.
rape.
And Tex with you too. He's a $10 guy too.
Yep.
Go. You realize this thing, like, bro, honestly, like, now, when the new console comes out, am I going to buy it? Of course I'm going to fucking buy it. I mean, I can afford to buy it. I'm going to buy it. I have 3 Series X's in my house.
It'll be an impulse
Okay.
buy, but Sheik's impulse got a little bit bigger wallet than a lot of us.
You know, I can afford to buy it, but
He's
again, right?
He's selling the
my
cars because
issue is-
he doesn't have to drive that PS6 everywhere. He can keep that in his
Yeah.
house.
So think about this, right? Here's the thing, right? Let's say I buy the new console, right? Then I'm going to sit down looking around. Who else is enjoying it with me? Who can I also say, oh, you guys got to enjoy this with me, right? That's the whole beauty of buying these things is we buy it so all of us could have the experience. If I'm the only one with it, I'm going to be like, what the fuck did I buy this for? I might as well go back on the old one. You see, so at some point, it becomes diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I think it's already there, but
And
it's
so-
gonna get worse.
Even like Kieran and I were supposed to build PCs this year, right?
No.
We delayed that. Hell.
Yes.
Like,
For
as
many
stupid as
reasons.
this AI is, as stupid as this AI is, I still have conversations with it and keep track of the hardware and what could be, right?
Mhm.
But I'm at the point where I'm theorizing what could be in a couple of years, in theory, when the prices come back to a level of normalcy. Because I can wait for that, right? It's to my advantage to wait for that because the longer
we
I
also
wait,
have to
the more
blame.
powerful
But we
the
also have to
hardware
blame our
would
stupid
be.
fucking president, though, because don't forget,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There was a reason why we had a CHIPS Act that was passed, right? So that we could build enough chips to lower the cost. This dumb fuck came in, and then they passed this big, beautiful bill, this dumb shit.
It fucked it up.
See, y'all always wonder when I told y'all why politics is so fucking important. Like, we had people saying, "Oh, why are you so worried about politics?" Because politics affects every fucking thing.
Yep.
Okay,
So-
and yeah, exactly like you said, right? The dumb shit went to war. Listen, I Kieran can tell you all right. I had a deal in Abu Dhabi. I was closing.
Oh yeah.
The next fucking day, this jackass bombed the fucking hotel where two of my fucking partners was in the fucking hotel, bro. That's what fucking happened. I lost $10 million that fucking day. And I told him I was fucking hot. People don't understand how serious politics is, bro.
They were stuck getting bombed on too.
Yeah, we're stuck.
And it wasn't even just the business that's a blow in itself. Is you actually have people.
Yeah, I had to figure out how to get my guys out of there.
Yeah,
getting shot.
He can't fly out. You can't use the ocean. What are you supposed to do? Dig on the ground? That's how fucked up it was.
No, we had to get those guys out over land, bro. That's how crazy that shit was, bro.
Yep.
Ain't many routes out there in the Persian area, is there?
So this is what I was saying about the whole thing.
A lot of desert.
This is why I just want to wrap up about what I was saying before, right? Like, so now us building PCs gets delayed, but in the end, it is better for us in the fact that by the time we finally do, it'll be more higher end, better hardware because the longer you wait, newer stuff comes out no matter what, right? Because that's how technology marches on no matter what the price is. It will still be expensive, but the idea is to wait until this whole thing blows over, even if that's years at this point. And in
you have to just fucking delay it.
Just wait it the fuck out, right?
That's
because what we got now, we can live with what we got now, but not 6 years old where we want it now. We get it, right?
Listen, we haven't even tapped into the full potential of these systems yet, and that's what pisses me off, bro.
Well, I think there's, obviously there's probably some high level talks between Microsoft and PlayStation with AMD, and if it's me in the room, I'd be like, look, here's the deal. We have a multi-year agreement. We want to sell as many consoles as we can. You guys want to sell as many chips as we can. If we do it here and we do it now, you get 15 to 20 million, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And the cost will be higher to do it. We're not even going to hit. Our margin percentage is probably going to be lower. Or we delay it 1 or 2 years, give some more R&D time, iron out the kinks that we would normally be going through it after the launch, and maybe we sell 40 to 50 million at this price, at this cost, and all that. I don't know what the attitudes are for both companies. AMD could tell them, stick it. We have a deal and go.
But you realize how big of a tax, right? Remember something, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't launch a product, right, you could literally get a massive tax write-off on that. Like,
you can get tax write-off.
Sometimes don't forget
every cent though. No, but
yes, you get every fucking cent back on that. Every fucking cent you put back and then some. Because what happens is you could book the losses for up to 3 years, bro. They could do that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's cheaper for them to shelve this and get a tax return on this than to fucking launch this right now. They'll make more money back from the taxes.
Probably.
Don't forget, right, when Warner Brothers did that with the Bad Girl. Warner Brothers literally did that for Bad Girl. When they shelved Bad Girl and got a tax fucking rebate. I think it was 60 million or something like that. Because that movie wasn't even going to make 60 million.
No, it wasn't.
I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting 2-3 years. I think we're gonna start seeing the number of games drop, though. I do know that. I don't think the output's gonna be the same.
Go's correct. AI is better for entertainment, and I fully agree with that. I think that if we was to look at like for instance, let's look at movie development. Let's look at show development, where they can use AI to start rendering sets and all those things. So that could do a whole lot of wonders in getting shows out faster. I know nothing pisses you guys off more than when you're waiting on a show and you gotta wait 2 years for the fucking next season to come out. That's so fucking annoying. Oh my god, I hate that shit. But that's it's the way to go, man. But I just think they have to delay this generation. Get the most out of these boxes that's there now.
Yep.
And just give gamers good fucking games, man. Shit.
And you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna just totally not do it, and they're gonna push it out. And
they're gonna do their own thing and not listen to you.
They're gonna be like,
and then put out the same shit they were gonna put out anyway. Because the bean count has already done calculated power that's gonna work for them.
And then you're gonna have PlayStation. Well, we got to raise the prices because we didn't expect that there would be this much of a loss in there.
But Kieran, let me share something too, right? And this is an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
I really think these boxes should not have come out the year they came out either. I truly believe that PS4 and Xbox One gen, because don't forget, right? They were still developed. Most of the games were still being developed on PS4.
Yeah, they were. That's why the early years of PS5, they were like, oh, all the high frame rates and blah 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 blah. Yeah. They're running fucking PS4 games.
Exactly, right? So the thing is that whole, and then I also am of the belief that this should have been a 1440p generation as opposed to a 4K generation. I really think that like, why were we pushing for 4K for what? We could have pushed 1440, I think was better.
But they put 8K on the box. What are you talking about?
8K and all this shit. 8K 120 and all this bullshit, but didn't make no fucking sense.
Guys, we're hitting a 3 hour mark.
All right, so I didn't get this last point in. And the only reason they did that, right, was because of fucking Samsung. And I mean, I was one who bought one of those 8K TVs. I was like, oh yeah, I got a fucking 8K TV.
Oh, it's your fault, huh?
It's all his fault. Now we know.
I told you his import wall is bigger than most.
Hey, listen,
yes,
man. Listen, that 8K TV is still fucking beautiful. Okay, I still fucking love that TV.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. You say so.
See, Tech's got to go because we're too much doom and gloomy. He's got to go drink some more.
Yeah, man. I'm going to go drink some more.
What are you drinking, Tech?
Huh?
Tech, what are you drinking?
Man, I just got Dos Equis right now.
Okay, that ain't bad.
I was drinking some whiskey, but I only had like 3 shots.
I usually drink my local beer called Dallas Blonde. Some good stuff.
Yeah. Let me show you how you guys look on the screen. I'm gonna take a photo of my screen right now for you guys.
You don't see anybody, just me.
And I mean, I can see the whole crew here. Hold on, I'll send it to you right now. Hold on. 1 second. It's coming in the chat right now.
We didn't know you were coming, Sheik. You kind of surprised us.
Yeah.
Popped us in.
I told you guys I was coming, bro.
Oh, okay.
I just had to. I was cussing out some people before I came on the show.
Is Realist still here? Yeah, Realist was said some good shit. It was a good show. Everybody got good.
Realist probably laughing his ass off the entire time. So
yeah,
that's not new.
For the most part, I went on for an hour. AI and money. I was like, oh wow.
See. He said it good. Go's right. If they had put, you posted it. Yeah, there it is.
Go.
Yeah, that's my
Go.
That's my 85
If you're a
inch
voice actor in gaming, you're screwed. You will not have a career much longer, unless you're like a front timer or like a big name or something like that. Maybe you'll be able to say, but I can't imagine voice acting in games is going to be.
You can imagine. You can imagine AI. Hi, how you been? I saw you over there.
I was welcoming He-Man. You know, it's like a 2-syllable word, and you kind of break it up into 2 separate words.
No. It's worse. It's worse when if they have to say numbers out, like if they say 1976, 1976.
I hate that. Just say 20.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, really, they didn't tweet that or put shit like that.
975.
Like none of these programmers could think to fix that dumb shit. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, it's hilarious, bro.
I listen to CVS do that because it asks you for like your birth date and then it repeats it back to you. My God, it's killing me now, man.
But yeah, man, this has been a good one. Go. Good stuff, man. We gotta. What are we doing next? What's the topic gonna be for next Thursday?
I don't know. It's
We're
whatever
gonna see
happens.
what
Whatever-
bullshit happens.
whatever BS happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
I mean,
and then,
they're really-
and then we don't talk about it much. We move on to something
Well,
else.
maybe
Yeah.
we can maybe we could talk about college football 27 because people are all up in arms about it.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
don't
we
know
go into
why.
Oh
that.
yeah, the
It's all
subscription
about sports.
service they did. Yeah, but I mean,
No.
I figured this was gonna happen.
But I
Is it-
don't.
you know,
but
Is it
I
for
don't.
their roster or what?
No, it's. I don't think it's that big of a deal though. They're saying it's pay to play, but it isn't.
So yeah,
So I don't
gotta-
know. We gotta talk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we actually have a.
Oh, go,
we
that's
actually
fire,
have-
man.
Yeah, we need to get Flame because Flame knows.
Oh yeah, Godflame.
God Flame is
You got Flame.
a guy on the inside.
Yeah, we gotta get him on the
and
show.
He was like, he goes, dude, they're lying about it. And I said, well, what are they doing? And it's like, if basically you could pay to up your levels and quicker. And I'm like, okay, but I don't see that as a big deal. I've seen EA do that 100 times already. I don't know
Okay.
why.
So Mandalorian is asking if more PlayStation fanboys go to Xbox because Xbox is turning around with the brand.
No,
No, I'm gonna be
They
honest
hate
with you. Those
Xbox,
guys
yeah,
are
that
love.
Microsoft,
Yeah,
they're true blue.
yeah.
They're
Now
true blue-
casuals
blue,
may,
yes,
but PlayStation fanboys, no, they're never gonna do that. Like you better off asking if a Trump fan will vote for Obama.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
A Red Sox fan going to run for the
To the
Yankees.
Yankees. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's not gonna happen, bro.
I mean,
And I see-
there's a difference between fanboys
Or the
and
Knicks
I mean,
in Boston, anything New
Yeah.
York and Boston, frankly.
I mean,
Like thinking like an Astros guy is gonna go to the Rangers yet? No.
And then right, there are different levels of PlayStation fanboys. Right, you got PlayStation fanboys, you got ponies, and then you got playsexuals. So
I will say this. The days of buying every console are going to be
It's dead.
smaller and smaller. That crowd is not going to be as big as it is now because no one wants to spend what could be $3,000 to $4,000 on everybody's consoles to play a handful of games.
okay, if you buy the Steam Deck, you buy the
Just buy a
the
PC.
Helix, you buy the PS6 and the Switch 2.
Switch
Yeah,
2.
you're looking at almost $3,500.
Switch 2. And
I will be done with game. I talked about this last week.
No,
I'm done
no,
with gaming.
yeah. You're gonna be $3,500. No, more than $3,500.
more than
Yeah.
35. I mean,
Yeah,
if
probably
it's,
close
if
to four or something. Yeah,
No,
four.
Yeah.
I'm done with gaming.
Tech's like, I'm out. I'm just going to play my backlog, which is going
That's
to,
pretty much
I'm
it.
not going to live long enough to play my entire backlog anyways. I'm just
Yep.
going to play that out.
Gonna play that. I'm gonna go as far back as 360s and catch up some games.
Which is true. It probably would take me about 10 years to play my entire backlog without buying a brand new game. So
yeah. I'm done.
That's gonna be. I mean, that's gonna be a sad day for gaming.
I think my
if this
wife
thing
will appreciate that.
and Asha needs to change gamer score bad. Did y'all hear about that? 300.
What happened?
So
What?
over the July 4th weekend, so PlayStation has been doing a better job at Xbox on this. They've been moving out the shovelware out of their libraries. Xbox hasn't because PlayStation has been turning away shovelware. Xbox had 300 games over the July 4th weekend with updates for Gamerscore. Like it's
Wow.
usually you'll get like 10 maybe a quarter, but they're talking about 300 and I'm like, guys, y'all got to change this up, man, because y'all going to have people having 20 million Gamerscore. We're about to have our first person with 10. They're about to hit it. They just hit 9. They're about 9.2. I'm at 3 point. I just stopped. I'm not playing shovelware anymore because it's too much. But 300 games
Wow.
with an extra $1,000 update, 1,000 Gamerscore update. I'm like, good God, Xbox, y'all got to step in and fix that, dude. That's crazy.
That's why I don't care for them.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
All they need to do
Am I
is
right?
if they would do like they did Arcade and Xbox Live and cap it at 200, it would be fixed.
Am I right like this?
Am I right?
You see it in the kid. Am I right?
Let me see.
Yes, we got
Yeah.
I have 3
Am I
million.
right?
I'm actually a gamer, unlike some other Xbox guys.
Oh,
Yes,
boy.
yes, he has. Yes, Gogo. He has over three. He has over 3 million game
Yeah.
score.
He
And guess what? He did a million five. He did 1,000,005 in the last year and a half. Okay, literally, because when he and I first started, he was at 2 million. When we started
I was
Black
at
Air Force Gaming.
1.5. I was at 1.5.
Yep.
That's right
Yeah,
there. So he's at 1.5, right? Yeah, not 2. He's
Yeah.
at 1.5. We started Black Air Force Gaming. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's
he
in that
literally got 2 million in the last fucking 2 years.
Yep.
Jeebus. He said Jeebus.
And
All right,
and I
man.
played
Yeah.
and I
Holy
played a lot of
Jeebus.
shovelware too, so I know what I'm talking about.
And here's the thing about
I
the
mean,
goal, right?
100% in Crimson's
Here's the thing
Crimson
about it, right?
Desert. Holy shit.
Right? He
Yeah,
has
100% Crimson Desert.
keep in mind, right? He was working for one of the largest companies in the world, and he has a Latino wife. So with how he fucking did that, I have no fucking idea.
Two sons.
Anakin.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
why. It's 'cause
Anakin.
I don't need much sleep.
Jesus Christ.
I do now.
Okay, yes. How would we react to they made Gears of
How
War?
do you
these
have
new
weight
Halos
to
at the front of
lose?
the
That's
Xbox
what
Live?
I don't understand.
Dude,
To bring that back around, how do you even have
I
weight
was up
to
to
lose in the first place?
230, man. I'm 5'8".
How? How did that happen? When did you have time to get
A
fat?
lot of sitting around.
How?
Pretty
What
much.
you were busy
I'm
sitting
working
around. You were sitting
working
around working your ass
remote,
off.
working remote, and playing.
Working
Okay.
your ass off.
All right, so guys,
how
what do
do you
y'all
put weight
think?
on your ass?
Wait, what do you guys think? He asked, how would we react if they made Gears of War and the new Halo for the front of the Xbox brand?
They're going to no, Mando. I mean, that's what they're doing. I believe that the Xbox games, other than a few of them, multiplayer, I believe they're not going to be on the PlayStation console anymore. I think they're going to go console exclusive on all those
exactly.
games. I think that experiment
titles will do that.
That experiment is over. I don't think there's going to be much PlayStation or Xbox PlayStation games. They may throw, maybe they throw Forza if they know they could make some money off of it. I don't know.
They'll keep pushing Forza Horizon on there.
Yeah.
But the main Forza isn't fucking going.
I'm convinced now Elder Scrolls 6 ain't going on there anymore. Now I
really think so?
Sick, I flipped on that, haven't I? Because I was like, there was no shot. But
and
now
I see the reason why you are as well.
Yeah,
like I see the reason why you think that now.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you know what, you're right. You know, it really looking like they may do that too. But I also think
make it console exclusive on Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah,
because they want another tentpole title, and what other tentpole? I mean, sooner or later you got to get your values worth on ABK. And not saying that they haven't, but that's a good chunk of change you can get off of that. Now, will it sell consoles? I don't know. We'll see.
Did they shut down Forza? Did they shut Forza down?
They shut Motorsport down. They didn't shut.
Okay. So Motorsport, yeah, because Horizon was the more popular one. That's just true.
Yeah.
Which I wish they didn't, but I like Motorsport too.
But I think they need to bring back They need to probably bring back Project Gotham, if anything, and just support, because I think it was just getting confused having Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon. It just didn't make sense. You know.
Yep. All
right,
guys.
Tech.
Let's
do
this.
Off.
Good night.
All right, man. See you later, man.
Mandalorian, if you're here next week, we'll be here next week before I have to head out to my trip. And then
in Oklahoma.
Yeah, going to Oklahoma.
Yeah, in Oklahoma?
No, I'm going to Oklahoma
what
tomorrow.
They say.
tomorrow.
Well, Steers in Oklahoma
tomorrow.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Okay, cool.
But then I'll be in
in
Chicago and Wisconsin.
Woo!
In
Cubs
2
win.
weeks.
Woo! Cubs win.
Be
Woo!
Brats.
Cubs win.
It's going to be eating brats.
Brats.
Yeah.
Well, that's So what is it? So we're gonna connect. When's Quake again?
QuakeCon?
QuakeCon next year.
Yeah,
It's August like 9th or something like that.
Yeah, I got to figure
Next
out
year,
what
not
y'all
this
gonna
year.
do.
I'm not
Yeah,
going
gotta be
next
next
year.
year.
I'm going next year's.
yeah. No, I have a family
Probably-
vacation already planned, so I can't
My
even
son
fucking
and
do
I are
that.
probably going to meet y'all this year.
That's
Maybe
cool.
on a Sunday or Saturday. Have to figure
But
out.
next year, I gave my word. I'm coming next year for a fact.
We'll take you to a Whataburger.
I'll take you to Ponchos.
You take me a water
All right,
burger.
we're outta here.
You can eat those
I'm fuck you all
sopapillas.
up. Anyway,
Hey guys.